As you see the Commodores make their way onto the field, 7-1 overall, 2-1 in district play. They'll be followed by the Harlan County Black Bears. Coming into Commodore Field, losers last week to Whitley County at home, 7-6. Mild upset loss for the Black Bears as they look to get back on track tonight. The clock has wound down as the Black Bears will now make their way on to Commodore Field. Nice crowd has settled in here at Perry County. Harlan County comes out. Been a really tough schedule for Harlan County this year. Losers to Ashland, who's one of the top teams in Class 4A. They've got a good one with Johnson Central tonight. Also losers to Hazard, who's been consistent all year, Knox Central, and Wayne County out of Class 4A. Perry Central has been a picture of consistency this year with their only loss coming in district game number 1 here at home, 49-35, a game they led handily at one point during the ball game. A couple of touchdown lead. Some turnovers cost Perry Central in that loss. Head referee tonight is Brian Napier as Perry Central will receive the football as they'll send Cameron Fugit as well as Preston Mullins back deep to receive. Harlan County getting some final instructions over on their sideline, and now they'll make their way onto the field. Mullins, Fugit, and also they'll be joined back there. Perry Central will have Cade Miller back there on the right side. So here we have it, Black Bears. It'll be Patrick Bynum for Harlan County. The 6-foot senior has it teed up on the right hash of his own 40-yard line as the clock is at 12 minutes, and we are ready for football here at Commodore Field in Perry County, Kentucky, here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week. Bynum's kick, a high end over end kick, fielded by Mullins at his own 17-yard line, straight ahead. Trying to get outside right. It does, gets across the 30, makes one man miss. Stiff arms his way up around the 40-yard line, and Perry Central will have great opening field position as Mullins returns it 23 yards. They're going to mark it out at the Perry Central 40-yard line. So out comes Chance McKenzie, the 5'11", 220-pound sophomore quarterback. 21 of 42 on the year for 354 yards, 5 touchdowns compared to 2 interceptions. He'll start the shotgun set with 2 trips to the right, 1 wideout to the left, and the hand straight ahead of Jaden Neese, who's taken down for a loss in the backfield. Big push up front. Neese has been phenomenal this year. 184 carries for 1,820 yards and 29 touchdowns. One of the state's leading rushers. That time making the play for Harlan County up front. Number 79, Bradley Wilson, and number 74, Lucas Holbrook, the 5'10", 205-pound senior. Gets Neese for a loss of 1, and quickly it is 2nd down and 11 for Perry Central. McKenzie in the shotgun. 2 wideouts left, 1 to the right. Toss sweep to Neese, and the ball's on the field. Fumbled, it's loose. Scramble for it at the 40-yard line. Delayed signal. Head referee Brian Napier says it is Perry Central football. Very fortunate break there as I welcome in Justin Case. They'll mark it down around the 41-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and 9 for Perry Central as the Harlan County interior defense has looked good here early.
Well, thank you for welcoming me in here. And, Harlan County, their bread and butter all season long has been their run game and their strong defense. Last week only letting up 7 points total to a Whitley County team that's been getting better every week.
Trips left. That's the short side of the field for McKenzie. 1 wide out to the right is Mullins. He's one-on-one with Bynum. Neese will be the setback to his left. Harlan County showing bliss. Top sweep to Neese makes one man miss. Trying to get outside, cannot. Gets it for about a 1-yard gain to the 42-yard line, and quickly it's going to be 4th down and 8.
And it could have been a lot worse that time. Saw Josh Turner kind of almost blow up the play there. 14 for Harlan County. who's in the backfield, and a good first stand for the Black Bears.
Turner, the 5'11", 204-pound sophomore, 35 tackles, 22 solo on the year, 4 tackles for a loss. As he gets knees for a gain of 1, and for the first time tonight, Perry Central will punt, standing at their own 30-yard line. Harlan County will send one man deep. Good snap to the punter. It'll be a low spiraling kick. Hits at about the 22-yard line. Matt Brown is going to get away from it, and it's going to go inside the Harlan County 10-yard line and be down at the 7.
Well, that was a tough decision that time. Matthew Brown let that one go. Actually rolled another 10 yards or so.
51 yards on the punt, none on the return for Harlan County.
But now that bounce, I mean, after the bounce, after the roll and everything, they probably got an extra 15 to 20 yards off that. But I understand his thought process. Right now it's kind of ball security. They're already backed up. And right now they're going to have to – what's the safest play for Harlan County? And
they're going to keep it on the ground, I'm
exactly.
sure. Out comes Cody Claiborne for the Black Bears, the 6'2", 188-pound sophomore, making his first career start tonight under center in the wishbone formation. He'll send one wide out to the right, 3 backs behind him. He takes it, leads right, or excuse me, got a play action pass and has a man wide open at the 30. It's Matt Brown to the 30, to the 20, and he's run down inside the Perry Central 10-yard line to the 7. And how about that for an opener?
What a trickery that was. I mean, every single person in this stadium, in the crowd right now, thought it was going to be a run. They're like, there's no way they're going to put this one through the air. But, hey, their new quarterback had some confidence after that play. Check out the Harlan County Tourism replay. You see Matthew Brown. He's just going to sprint down the sideline. Just a nice play-action pass, and he fires this one with pressure in his face. Looks like he gets hit right after that. And look at the separation. Gets past the defense. And a good job that time by Ethan Eldridge. Makes the tackle and saves the day down deep in their own territory.
At the 7, it'll be 1st and goal for Claiborne and the Harlan County offense. Wishbone formation behind Claiborne, leads it with Ben Landis running right, breaks a tackle at the 5, still finding his way down all the way to about the 1-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and goal. Ben Landis comes in, this 5'6", 184-pound junior. Has carried it 61 times for 328 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he'll set Harlan County up 2nd and goal at about the 6-inch line. Here is the Black Bears, 2 plays. Look to take the opening lead.
Surprising. I mean, you know, Harlan County, we talked about in the pregame on WYMT that they might be the best 2-5 team in the entire state of Kentucky. I mean, they've had 2 strong wins in district, only 1 loss so far in district this season.
Claiborne under center. He's going to sneak it himself and dives into the end zone for the Harlan County touchdown. And the Black Bears strike first, 6-0.
I don't think anyone saw this here tonight. I mean, it's senior night. Perry Central is out here. They're trying to fight for another home game in the playoffs because I don't know if you talked about this before I got up here, but there's so much riding on this game. It's essentially 16 different potential outcomes just in this district alone from this game, and then, of course, the game between Whitley County and Letcher.
We mentioned Claiborne making his first career start here tonight, folks. His statistics coming into the game, he's 0 for 1 through the air and 2 carries for 3 yards. But how about an opener? As he logs the first toss, about 90 yards to Matt Brown to set Harlan County up 1st and goal. They'll go for 2. They lead it straight ahead with Gary Henson, the senior fullback, and he does not get in.
Well, they had some good leadership that time, but that run, he just got stood up at the line. Actually, you saw a push coming from the back. I think you actually saw Cody Claiborne try to push the ball into the end zone, but no luck there. But a nice quick strike from the Black Bears. I think this is a pretty unexpected start.
As we mentioned, Gary Henson there on the carry, the 6'1", 185-pound seniors. Carried it 27 times for 165 yards and 2 touchdowns on the season. They get stood up that time.
Well, you know, one thing I find funny, I kind of see a similarity from what we saw on the walk-up music to what we saw in the Houston Astros Boston Red Sox series. There's a little bit of kind of trolling, I guess, if you want to say. Perry Central They know Harlan County's walk-up music is "You'll Never Leave Harlan Alive." Well, Perry Central decided to go ahead and change the lyrics to "You'll Never Leave Perry Central Alive," and I think a lot of these Harlan County fans feel maybe a little bit ticked off by that song, coming out here and throwing a punch in this early first quarter to take the lead.
6-0, Harlan County leads it. It's almost 4 minutes into this one. 3 plays, 93 yards, capped off by a Cody Claiborne touchdown run of 1 yard to give Harlan County a 6-0 lead. So Patrick Bynum will tee it up on the right hash of his own 40-yard line, as Perry Central will come with Mullins. They'll also send Cade Miller back deep to receive, and Cameron Fugit. A late Black Bear running onto the field. And we are now set. Harlan County leads it 6-0. Bynum, squib kick straight down the middle of the field. And it'll be Fugit running it down at his own 25-yard line. In trouble, makes one man miss, gets across the 25 up to about the 29-yard line.
Those kicks
4 yards on the return for Cameron Fugit, the 5'10", 145-pound junior. And that's where Perry Central will start, 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
You know, I never really understood squib kicks until I started seeing good teams execute them well. And that time, Harlan County gets a nice bounce, gets through the first 2 lines there. And by the time the ball gets to Cameron Fugit, I mean, the tacklers are in his face. He has nowhere to go and only able to pick up less than 5 yards.
So here we go. McKenzie's in the shotgun set. Trips left, 1 wide out to the right, and Neese is the lone setback. They give it to him. Rolling off right side, and plenty of running room across midfield. All the way down to the Harlan County 40-yard line.
What a run, and it's just off right tackle. The tackle on that time seals that right edge beautifully.
31 yards for Jaden Neese. We mentioned him earlier. 184 carries, 1,820 yards, and 29 touchdowns here on the Harlan County Tourism replay.
I mean, it's just a simple give, and then
straight dive off right tackle, and just loads of running room. Good blocking up front. They give it to Neese, this time rolling left, trying to get outside, and cannot. Beautiful linebacker play that time by Josh Turner. The outside linebacker, the 5'11", 204-pound sophomore, gets Neese for no gain. It's 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, that time they were looking for it. Perry Central tried to actually run the exact same play just off left tackle, so it's kind of like a mirrored play. The Black Bears ready for it.
They'll call it a loss of 1, 2nd and 11. 2 wideouts right, 1 to the left for McKenzie. 4-man front from Harlan County. They lead it this time, rolling to the left side. It is going to be Mason Rice, the 5'11", 185-pound junior, takes it for a gain of 2 to the 39. Rice has 46 carries for 289 yards and 2 touchdowns on the year. As he adds that total, it's going to be 3rd down and 9 for the Commodores at the Harlan County 39-yard line as we near the 7-minute mark.
What an unusual start. I mean, Perry Central has been much more balanced this season than Harlan County. Harlan County is run almost every down, but now a big pass sets up the early score, and Perry Central keeping it on the ground.
Trips to the right, 1 wide out to the left for McKenzie. He's looking, rolls out left, gets trouble, stands up in the pocket. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 47-yard line, a couple of Black Bears there. And Lucas Holbrook, Jordan Steele, but leading the charge that time for the Black Bears is going to be Hunter Helton, the 6'4", 231-pound sophomore. Come into tonight, 18 tackles, 15 solo, 1 sack on the season as he picks up his 2nd one. And Perry Central will be forced to punt yet again on 4th down and 17.
But great arm strength that time, because it looked like he was going to lose the quarterback, may have rolled out, may have picked up a 1st down, who knows. But great arm strength to stick with it and let some help come up and finish him off.
Brown standing at his own 10. Punt on the way from Kobe Eldridge, the 6-foot freshman, will bounce into the end zone for the touchback, and Harlan County will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Another very smart play.
Timeout on the field, 5:55 to go in the first quarter. It's 6-0. Harlan County leads here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week. Welcome you back to Commodore Field here in Perry County, where the host Commodores trail Harlan County 6-0, as the Black Bears have had two defensive stands, and they capped off their first offensive drive with a touchdown. Cody Claiborne under center. Going to trap it with Matt Brown, the last man through, coming across the 25 to about the 27-yard line, gain of 7 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3. Brown, 19 carries, 133 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And the young man has a lot of speed, Justin, the fastest player on this Black Bear team.
Yeah, we saw that when he nearly got, what was that, like an 80-yard, 90-yard touchdown on that first play from scrimmage. This guy is a very fast guy. I understand why, and they're going to move him back. I didn't see a flag out there. That may have been a false start or illegal formation. I'm not sure.
March it back 5 yards to the 15-yard line. Tough to see those penalty flags in pink again tonight for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
But how fitting is it for Perry Central? I mean, they've never won district, never beaten Harlan, never gotten to 8-1 to start a season before, and to win the district championship for the first time ever, they have to get a win against a team they've never beat. So an uphill challenge. If they're able to do it tonight, it would make a whole lot of history here tonight.
Wishbone formation with one wide out to the right for Claiborne. Gives it to the first man through. Spinning out of a tackle is Landis, and he gets up across the 25 to the 28-yard line. 13 yards on the carry for Ben Landis.
You know, those couple games where they won convincingly. I mean, there was one that went to overtime. Landis was a big part of those wins. He's a huge part of their run game. They have a lot of success when he gets a lot of carries.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and 2 after the 13-yard gain from the 5'6", 184-pound junior. As Claiborne brings the play into the Harlan County huddle. The Black Bears scored on their first offensive possession, thanks to an 86-yard pass from Claiborne to Matt Brown that set them up on 1st and goal. They give it the first man through, going to have the first down, and plenty more up across the 35 to the 36-yard line. That is Tyler Casolari, the 5'8", 188-pound junior. 58 carries, 284 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the year for Casolari. We've seen him be good in the 2 previous games we've had of Harlan County, at Knox Central and at home against North Laurel.
Yeah, they're just a very strong power running team. They have a good offensive line. Opens up some nice lanes for their running backs.
1st and 10 Black Bears at their own 37. Wishbone again for Claiborne. Tight end on the right is Elisha Smallwood, number 87. Casolari, plenty of room up across the 20, or excuse me, gets to about the 39, maybe the 40. Tackled that time by Jaden East, the 6-foot senior linebacker. 70 tackles, 27 solo on the year, 10 tackles for a loss. That time he gets Casolari for a gain of, we'll call it 2, to the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Black Bears.
But they are milking this clock down all the way. I mean, this is a typical drive for the Black Bears. Try to chew up as much time as possible.
Same formation with Ben Lewis, the wide out to the right. Toss sweep to Bynum. Patrick Bynum breaks a tackle and gets across the 45 to the 47-yard line, and going to be really close to the first down. Bynum, 31 carries for 258 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season.
I think they're going to say he might be just like a foot short here.
I think they're going to have to measure this one. Oh, they're going to say first down for Harlan County at their own 47-yard line for Patrick Bynum, the 6-foot senior. As the Black Bears so far here in quarter number 1 have been the more physical team up front on both the offensive and defensive lines, Justin.
And what's surprising is count how many players. Look how many players from Perry Central are in the box. Their safety's going to creep up a little bit here, and they're going to load the box. They're expecting run on almost every play.
Wishbone, they're going to trap it with the fullback straight ahead. I believe that was Henson who takes it up to about the 49 for a 2-yard gain.
Saw a little bit of pressure that time, too.
Gary Henson, the 6'1", 185-pound senior, takes it to the 49. 2-yard gain. They'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Black Bears.
Right, but they saw something that time. They had their linebackers creep up, and they guessed right, or they saw something that indicated that play was supposed to be run off right tackle or right guard.
Tackle by Jake Brown for Perry Central. 133 tackles on the year, 52 solo, 28 tackles for a loss. He's the team leader on the defense. Now they're going to give it to Matt Brown on the jet sweep. Gets into Perry Central territory with a lot of room all the way down to the Perry Central 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Black Bears on the jet sweep with Matt Brown. Again, he's the fastest Black Bear, 19 carries, 133 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the year here on the Harlan County Tourism Replay.
Remember, prior to this, they were in a run formation. They shifted into a pass formation, bought him a little bit of space on the edge, and you're going to see him with just enough of a lane to kind of turn and burn up that near sideline.
We got a penalty flag on the field that I did not see. Coach Eddie Creech out on the field to protest.
Yeah, that's unusual because I never even saw that at any point in the play. But that was a brilliant play call, though, by head coach Creech. He saw that Perry Central was loading the box. He saw that that blitz was coming. And
on Harlan County marks the ball all the way back to their own 33-yard line. Where it'll be 2nd down and 24 for the Black Bears as they now shift into the shotgun set. 2 wideouts each way for Claiborne. Claiborne, screen pass. It almost picked off as Jay Neese read it perfectly. It was intended for Matt Brown, and it would have been a pick 6 to tie this ball game up, Justin. Yes. Oh, my.
He had that in his hands. He's probably like, man, senior night, this is the way to get back in this one, potentially take the lead here. He wants that one back, but if you're Harlan County, now you start to get back into that safe mode. I mean, you definitely caught Perry Central off guard in the first play of the game when they were expecting run. You were pinned deep into your own end zone, but take care of the ball here. 3rd and 25, kind of in an obvious pass situation here.
2 wideouts left, one to the right. Castellari will be the setback to Cody Claiborne's right. He's going to take it himself. Has a lead blocker out there with plenty of running room. Gets across midfield. One man to beat as he cuts it into the middle of the field to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and he goes in for the touchdown. 67 yards. Actually, it was Patrick Bynum that time, running the Wild Bear formation and taking it all the way in for the touchdown. My goodness, what speed to the outside.
These Black Bears are so unpredictable. Harlan County Tourism Replay, they're going to run a Wildcat formation, and he's going to run to the outside, and he just finds that edge. Look at this block coming up. Nice block.
Benjamin Lewis on the seal block to the outside.
Without that block, that is not a touchdown. He might not even get the first down without that block, and then it's just nothing but daylight. He has one man to beat, and it's so hard to kind of get your balance and see which way Bynum is going to run.
Claiborne under center of the wishbone formation. 2 tight end set with no wideouts. As Harlan County will go for 2. Claiborne's pass tipped incomplete, intended for the tight end Elisha Smallwood on play action. It's no good. But 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter, 12-0. Harlan County leads it.
Yeah, but that might be what helps keep Perry Central around for a while. That they're going to continue to go for 2, and all of a sudden, if you can score some touchdowns, maybe get some 2-point conversions, you can catch up a lot quicker here. But Harlan County doing a great job of just being unpredictable. That seemed like an obvious passing situation. You're at 3rd and 25 in your own territory, and they trusted their running game. They trusted the legs of Bynum. They had some great blocking, and that's what set up that touchdown for the Black Bears. Now, how does Perry Central respond? Only 2 minutes left in the clock in the first quarter. They got to get something here on this drive.
You know, 2 plays. The first play of the game offensively for Harlan County. You had an 86-yard pass from Claiborne to Matt Brown, and then on 3rd and 25, you change quarterbacks and put Patrick Bynum in the Wild Bear formation, we'll call it, for the Black Bears, and he takes it 67 yards to pay dirt for the touchdown, and all of a sudden, Harlan County on the road, 12-0. Surprised, Justin, so far.
Very surprised. I mean, where have you seen that in any game this season? Their only 2 wins were close wins. I mean, we saw the game against North Laurel. They made some in-game adjustments just to stick around against North Laurel, and at the very end of it, they had enough heart and enough creative play calling to figure out how to get a win. I think that was double overtime, and their only other win was against Letcher Central by only 4 points.
Fugit picks it up at his own 21-yard line, running to the right now. Has a seam up the middle, across the 25, taken down that time by Elisha Smallwood, the 6'3", 205-pound junior.
Looks like there's a flag down there near the 30-yard line. These are hard to see. They kind of blend in with
Let's hear from head referee Brian Napier. Two unsportsmanlike penalties that will offset. And Perry Central will take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. 12-0. Harlan County leads it on here on the road as they have scored on their opening 2 offensive drives to take a 12-0 lead.
You know, but I have confidence in head coach Obi Kennedy. I've talked to him a couple times. He's the kind of guy who's not going to stray away from his gameplay, even if it's 12-0 right now. If he wants to run, if his game plan was to have a healthy dose of running plays, I expect him to stick with it.
Power I behind McKenzie. Gives it to knee, straight ahead. Breaks a tackle to 30, dives ahead to the 33-yard line, gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
And when you have a runner like Nice, I mean, you've got to take advantage of him. He is such a powerful runner that, man, you need to, if you just get 1 or 2 blocks, that's it. He's gone. He's off to the races. And you saw what he did on their last drive. He ran about 20, 30 yards down the field and had 1 player to beat. Luckily for Harlan County, they were able to make the stop, or else that would have been a tied game on their last possession.
Gavin Ewald on the tackle for Harlan County, the 6'1 sophomore. McKenzie with knee straight ahead again. This time runs into a stiff Harlan County defensive line there.
See, there's just so
Jordan
many.
Steele with the tackle that time for Harlan County. The 6'2", 300-pound sophomore gets him for a gain of 2 to the 36-yard line, rather, where it'll be 3rd down and 2, Justin.
Yeah, the battle tonight is being won in the trenches. So far, Harlan County able to block a little bit better up front, have a little bit more success. Right now on defense, they're winning the battles and clogging those holes, and that's tough even for a great running back like Nice.
Power I behind McKenzie. 1 wide out to the left. Harlan County showing pressure up the middle. They give it to Nice. Left side. He fights ahead, and he's going to have the 1st down, I believe, to about the 43-yard line. Boy, 2 tough yards by Jaden Nice that time.
He's having to give everything he has just to pick up these 1st downs now as he looks down at his hand. I mean, he's going to be gassed if they have to lean on him too heavily, but check how the Harlan County defense stacks up right now. Are they putting man-to-man on the outside? Where's their safety? I think at some point you might have to open it up in the passing game. And Nice is a good blocker. He can probably run some fantastic routes. You have some great receivers. They're going to say this is. They're going to say, okay, we're good with this for the 1st quarter.
And that brings us to an end of quarter number 1, where Harlan County, the Black Bears, at 2-5 on the year. They lead it on the road at Perry Central, 12-0. When we return on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week. And we are back here at Commodore Field where the Commodores have it 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line, trailing Harlan County 12-0. As they're going to get to the left side to Jaden Neese, and he's rode out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Looks like that was a late hit. Kind of dragged him down after he was already out of bounds. Threw him to the ground. I believe that was Jacob Bailey.
As we hear from head referee Brian Napier.
66.
Jordan Steele, the guilty party for Harlan County. It'll be a 15-yard penalty, and it will mark the ball into Harlan County territory down to about the 40-yard line, where Perry Central is in business here on their 3rd offensive possession of the night.
Just a mental mistake. I mean, there's a lot of emotion and energy. I mean, there's so much riding on the line. I love when games late in seasons like this determine district championships. There's a lot on this for both teams.
Our eye behind McKenzie. Neese dots it. Move the tight end over to the right. They give it to Neese, running right, and he's taken down and dropped. No gain on the play.
That was some amazing speed that time from Hunter Helton.
Hunter Helton
drove through the line, actually hit him from behind.
Josh Turner in on that tackle as well. The outside linebacker gets him for no gain, and it's 2nd down and 10. As the clock still has not started.
Yeah, that's unusual. I'm not sure what's wrong with the clock right now.
2nd down and 10 for Perry Central. Play clock down to 2. And Perry Central is going to be forced to take a timeout here.
Yeah, a little bit of a mistake there with the clock. But, yeah, they let that one go all the way down to 1 on the clock. Had to burn a timeout. Luckily, still their first of the half. Got a lot more football to be played. And Ovi Kennedy having a word with his offensive line. Hey, we need to buy our quarterback some time if we're going to throw downfield. So far, they really haven't done a fantastic job of opening up the running lanes. The most success Neese has had is trying to run outside of tackles rather than running through the line. Harlan County doing a nice job of just filling the gaps and stopping the run in the middle.
This has been a physical test for both teams thus far. And here in the first half, Harlan County has matched Perry Central's intensity up front. Will that continue as the game evolves?
You know, sometimes we've watched games where there will just be a dynamic running back or receiver, quarterback, and they just make such a massive difference. I mean, we saw that last week with Bell County. Some teams live and die by their offensive and defensive lines, and I think we're watching 2 of those teams here tonight. They will go as far as their lines will bring them.
Whitley's up 27, 20 to 7. 20 to 7 Whitley.
2nd down and 10 for Perry Central. Get an update. The other game going on, Class 5A District 8, as the Whitley County Colonels lead at Letcher County Central 20 to 7. They're early in that one. So they're going to reset the time here. As Perry Central basically running untimed down last play. The clock did not start, so now we're back ready for football. Power eye behind at McKenzie with Preston Mullins, the wide out to the left. Good matchup between Mullins and Bynum. Knee straight up the middle, breaks the tackle and fights all the way down inside the 30-yard line to about the 27, and a Perry Central first down. Strong, explosive run that time by Jaden Neese up the middle.
Neese is such a strong runner. Check this out. He's going to burst through the line. Harlan County Tourism replay has a nice lead block right there, seals it. And check out that hit he takes from Jacob Bailey. Gets smashed, but he just keeps going like nothing happened, just brushes it off. Neese is just such a powerful runner.
Hunter Helton on the tackle. Power eye again behind McKenzie. Toss sweep over to Neese, running left, trying to get outside. Gets across the 20-yard line, rode out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 1 as Perry Central's on to something here on their 3rd offensive possession.
Kind of slow. It was kind of a slow developing play that time. Like you said, a toss sweep. Gets to the outside. Surprisingly, it ended up with him only having to beat one guy, Patrick Bynum. Bynum forces him out of bounds, but it's some good blocks on the outside from their receivers as well.
Power I again behind McKenzie. They'll move the tight end over to the left. It's the short side of the field. Neese, left side, gets the first down up across the 15 to the 14-yard line. Host of Black Bears in on the tackle there. Tyler Castellari, Gary Henson. Also in on the tackle is going to be Jaden Ward. Nonetheless, it'll be a Perry Central first down at the Harlan County 14-yard line.
It's hard to have an answer for Neese. I mean, they've had a couple tackles where they've gotten him for no gain or a loss, but he's such a dynamic runner and such a strong runner.
Power I once again behind McKenzie. Mullins will be the wide out to the left. Neese, left side, into the middle, gets to about the 13. That's going to be all. Pickup of one. Gary Henson, Lucas Holbrook tag team on that tackle for Harlan County.
What I like about Neese is even if his offensive linemen are stood up, he's just going to kind of do a running jump and dive through his guard and tackle and just pick up a few because they realize here they can still get another first down. I think you're in 4-down territory here. You still can get a first down at, I think, the 4-yard line. So, hey, all you need is a couple on each play here.
Power I behind McKenzie. Mullins will be the wide out to the right this time. Give it to Neese. Running off right tackle. Has a seam. Gets inside the 5 and will pick up the first down at about the 3-yard line. 10-yard run for Jaden Neese, and it's first and goal, Perry Central.
Neese is doing a great job getting to the outside, and I think Kennedy realizes his best option for utilizing Neese the best way is to get him to the outside. Right now they're not having a lot of luck or success running in between the tackles. So you're going to see a lot of toss sweeps. You're going to see some jet sweeps. You're just going to see them try to get him as far out as possible.
Harlan County's going to take a timeout here. 9:51 to play in the first half. And boy, this has been a drive where Perry Central has matched the physical test that Harlan County set forth on the first couple offensive possessions.
Yeah, and right now Harlan County doesn't really have an answer for how to block on the outside. I mean, they got a nice tackle there. I'm actually surprised they tackled Neese on that last play and prevented the touchdown. But they're going to have to figure something out. Is it going to be defensive backs? Is it going to be safeties playing a little bit more closer to the line on the outside, just outside of your linebackers? How are you going to have a response here for Neese? Right now it's looking pretty good for the Perry Central Commodores.
First and goal, Commodores at the Harlan County 3-yard line. The Black Bears lead it here on the road 12-0 as they scored on their first 2 offensive possessions. Now the Commodores make their way back out on the field. Harlan County receiving final instructions from a couple of defensive coaches there. So McKenzie will run the play into the Perry Central huddle here. 9:51 to play, second quarter. Black Bears lead it on the road 12-0, but Perry Central is knocking on the door. Power I behind McKenzie. Neese will be the last man back. Mullins will be the wide out to the left. That's the far side of the field. McKenzie leads it with Neese straight ahead. Spins through one tackle, and then Jacob Bailey meets him in the hole at the 2-yard line and gets him for a gain of 1.
Yeah, Bailey had a nice arm tackle there, kind of stood him up and had some help from the defensive line and the other linebackers, but a strong tackle by Bailey right up the middle.
Bailey, the 5'9", a 184-pound junior, 37 tackles, 28 solo on the year. It's second down and goal. It's close to the 1-yard line. They'll call it a 2-yard pickup for Neese.
I think this is inside the 1-yard line. I wouldn't be surprised to see a quarterback keeper here just try to go off the center, either left or right. So you might have to bring some pressure on this one if you're Harlan County.
Power I behind McKenzie. Give it to Neese, running right again. Lucas Holbrook stands him up. Number 74, he's short of the goal line, and it'll be third down and goal.
And they're expecting it every time. I mean, an unpredictable play here would be a quick pass to the outside, maybe a toss sweep.
Holbrook, the 5'10 senior, gets him for no gain, and it's third and goal. Clock still running down to around the 8:45 mark here in the first half. McKenzie will go under center. Same formation, power I. Neese will be the last man back. Mullins will be the wide out to the right. They're going to sneak it with McKenzie. He dives. Does he get in? Still no signal. Touchdown, Perry Central.
That was the right play call. He's such a strong guy. We've seen him use his legs in games. The last time we were here against Pike County Central, Chance McKenzie had some good plays running the ball as well as passing it. And they're close to equalizing this one.
12-6.
Cutting it in half for now. Looks like they might kick this one.
It'll be Jacob Butler on to attempt the extra point for Perry Central. 34 of 39 on PATs on the year. Cameron Fugit will hold. Trying to cut this Harlan County lead down to 5. Good snap. Butler's kick, end over end kick. It sails through the upright. We've got flags flying everywhere.
Yeah, they ran into the kicker that time, unfortunately. It's a good thing that Butler didn't get hurt. They fell right into his legs. I think it was his plant foot as well. But they're going to let this point count. I think they'll just take it on the kickoff.
See there, head referee Brian Napier's going to have a word with Perry Central head coach Obi Kennedy to see. I believe he'll accept the extra points and assess the penalty on the kickoff, which will mean Perry Central will be kicking off from the Harlan County 45, but we'll see. So now we're going to hear from head referee Brian Napier.
And they had 12 men on the field.
Yeah, 12 men on the field. As it'll be assessed on the kickoff, a 15-yard penalty. So Perry Central will be kicking off from the Harlan County 45-yard line here with 8:26 to play. Here in the second quarter, the PAT was good, so it's 12-7. Harlan County leads by 5.
There's a huge crowd here tonight. You're going to see a little bit of the fans here in the stands, but there was like a trick-or-treating event for some of the youngsters. Again, it's senior night for Perry Central. They are fighting their butts off here to try to get one more home game here. They're going to need some help from the other game going on between Whitley and Letcher. But all they can do is win here tonight, and that will at least give them a chance to play another game here in front of their home fans.
12-7, Harlan County leads it. They'll be getting the football. As it's going to be Fugit teeing it up right in the center of the Harlan County 45-yard line.
Well, we've seen
critical drive for Perry Central there to get back in this ball game.
Yeah, I mean, you go down 18 or 19 to nothing, it's a totally different feel. Matthew Brown back deep. He's a smart receiver. He might let this one go in the end zone if it gets there. Yeah, he will.
And it will fly into the end zone for the touchback. So Harlan County will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Out will come Cody Claiborne again. The sophomore making his first career start here for the Black Bears.
Well, he's not acting like it. I mean, he had some great accuracy on the first pass. Second pass, nearly a pick six, a very dangerous play. But he's done a good job leading the offense. We haven't really seen him use his legs that much, but we just really don't know what he's capable of. He's such a new quarterback. I mean, he's their 4th string quarterback, right?
Yes.
To start the season, 4th string quarterback.
Colby Cochran, the quarterback for Harlan County last year. He had a torn ACL in the preseason. As Claiborne, play action pass is going to be dropped by Patrick Bynum. Out at the 25-yard line. Broke it up. It'll be 2nd down and 10. We mentioned Cochran, the preseason. Went down with an ACL injury. Actually was back last spring. So he hasn't been able to play all year. Jacob Wilson, the backup, has been injured. And then last week, Jay Harris injured. So Harlan County down to quarterback number 4 in Cody Claiborne.
Do they have anybody left? Joke. I know they have Bynum back there who could lead this offense if he had to, but tough break for Harlan County, especially for Cochran, who just played so well
last year.
Leading them on that magical run in the playoffs for the Black Bears.
Wishbone behind Claiborne. Flags fly. I believe this is going to be a false start, and it is on Harlan County. Going to march them back 5 to their own 15-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 15, as all the momentum is with Perry Central now.
And this game has kind of flown by also. Harlan County making an effort to keep it on the ground, but they're trying to just sprinkle in a couple pass plays, maybe when they see something on defense, maybe when they see the defense just get way too close to the line. Now, Harlan County has some speedy receivers. They can beat the cornerbacks. And like we saw in the first play of the game, all it takes is one pass, beat one cornerback, and then you're gone.
Ben Lewis will be the wide out to the left. 3 backs behind Claiborne in the wishbone formation. Elisha Smallwood will be the tight end on the right. And we've got another flag this thrown in the area of delay of game. Instead of the delay of game penalty, we're going to have a timeout taken by Harlan County.
You know, that's surprising. That play clock went down pretty quickly.
It's their 2nd timeout of the first half. They'll have 1 remaining as they lead it over Perry Central 12-7 here on the road, facing 2nd down and 15. Coach Eddie Creech not happy with his offense there when he took that timeout as the play clock ran down. See what he digs out of the playbook here on a big 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, it's that 3rd and 25 last drive that got them all the way down the field.
For the touchdown, yeah, 67 yards from Patrick Bynum, which gave them a 12-0 lead. 2nd and 15, Claiborne under center. Same formation, be the wishbone formation. Ben Lewis will be the wide out to the left. As Claiborne will now go under center. Calls for it, looks, traps it to Castellari. He's going to be hitting the backfield and take it down for a loss. Back to the 13-yard line. Loss of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 17.
Couple players in there to make the stop that time.
Jordan Feltner leads the charge. The 6'1", 195-pound senior here on senior night gets Castellari for a loss of 2. And it's 3rd down and 17.
Defensive line looks strong that time. They beat 2 or 3 of the offensive linemen on that side. It was just kind of like it all fell apart for Harlan County's offensive line that play. But 3rd and 16, now under 8 minutes remaining. This is a tough hole to dig out of, buried so deep in your own territory.
Tight end on the left is Smallwood. 1 wide out to the right is Lewis. 3 backs behind Claiborne. He looks, rolls out, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be sacked. Back at the 12-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 1 on the play. And it's going to bring up 4th down and 18 for the Black Bears.
When you can play that good of defense downfield, their defensive backs were running side by side with the receivers. The defensive line, while they were looking, they had so much time to get back to him. He tried to move up in the pocket, tried to move around, but again, right now, Perry Central's defensive line is beating Harlan County's offensive line, a shift from what we saw in the first quarter. I'd say this game is balancing out right now.
Patrick Bynum to punt. Dawson Browning, the 5'6" sophomore, back deep to receive, standing in midfield. Good snap. And it's a high spiraling kick. Browning gets away from it, and it takes a big Harlan County bounce all the way down or around the 38-yard line. And that is where Perry Central will take over 1st and 10 when we return to Commodore Field here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week. And we welcome you back to Commodore Field here at Perry Central High School. 6.5 to play here in the second quarter. Eugene Farmer here alongside Justin Case as we welcome those of you watching on Heroes and Icons on television, as well as those of you streaming live on WYMT.com and the WYMT app. We've got a good one here in Class 5A District 8 with postseason implications as McKenzie looks to throw deep in the field, and this one is incomplete. As we saw intended for Preston Mullins, we saw McKenzie against Pike Central look very well at times. That's not one of his better throws, Justin. He just threw that one up for grabs.
Right, McKenzie just tossed it up. You know, Bynum never turned around because that one was a skyrocketing ball. If Bynum would have just turned around and tried to see where it was, he may have been able to. He was in a better position to come back and possibly intercept that one. But I know McKenzie wants that one back.
Remember, kids watching at home, as a DB, you watch the ball as they give it left side. Denise, plenty of room up across midfield into Harlan County territory to the 47-yard line, and a Perry Central first down. As Justin, it's become evident that the Commodores have weathered that early storm and are now imposing their will on this Harlan County defense.
Yeah, you know, you typically don't see that from a Harlan County team, especially this season. They haven't scored first or scored a lot quickly. That time, the offensive line, they're just doing a great job of winning the battles up front. They're getting to the linebacker levels, and they're sealing the ends.
Power I behind McKenzie. One wide out to the left is Mullins. Harlan County jumps off sides. Holbrook and Smallwood, both the guilty parties there to march it up to the 42-yard line. And it'll be first down and 5. The Black Bears have incurred heavy penalties here in the first half as well.
Yeah, they just caught them off guard that time. You can see head coach Creech over there just a little bit upset with his defensive line. You just got to have a short memory. Don't worry about giving up big yards. All you have to worry about is getting a stop on the current play you're on.
Power I behind McKenzie. Ball's loose on the field, and I believe Harlan County's got it, and they do on the turnover.
What a big turn of events that was. Looked like a handoff that wasn't maybe given cleanly that time. Just bounced on the ground. You actually saw McKenzie try to dive on it. He was right there. But I think it got kicked down on the ground and moved around a little bit.
It was either Holbrook or Turner that fell on it for the turnover. I believe it was Josh Turner, the outside linebacker, and gives Harlan County a huge shift in momentum as they now have it first and 10 with good field position at their own 44-yard line. My, oh my, Justin, what a series of events there.
You know, it's just surprising watching this Harlan County team. I mean, you forget they're a 2-5 team, but they've just gotten better as the season's gone on at 2-5, but
Wildcat formation with Bynum here. He's going to keep it himself. Castellari serving as the lead blocker, trying to get outside, and gets ran out of bounds at close to midfield. It's going to be a 5-yard gain for Bynum, and it'll bring up second down and 5 for the Black Bears at their own 49.
You called it. Castellari got to that outside linebacker. He got a nice block on the outside, just gave him enough room on that far sideline. Get him close to a first down.
Close to a late hit there out of bounds on Bynum nonetheless. It'll be second down and 5. Their own 49 for Harlan County. Same formation, 2 wideouts left, 1 to the right. Castellari will be the setback to the right of Bynum. Bynum picks his hole, goes up the middle, across midfield into Perry Central territory to around the 48, close to the 47-yard line. It's going to be a generous pickup of 4, and it'll bring up third down and 1 for Harlan County.
Yeah, I think they're liking what they're seeing from Bynum right now as he comes off the field. And
Charles Haley on the tackle, the 5'10", 215-pound senior, 50 tackles, 10 solo on the year for Perry Central, 14 tackles for a loss and 6 sacks for Haley. Third down and a long one for Harlan County. It's Claiborne back in at quarterback. Wishbone formation, 2 tight end set with no wideouts. Here on third down, Claiborne traps it. Casolari gets the first down and more up across the 40 to the 39-yard line, and a first down for the Black Bears.
You know, it's
8-yard carry.
unusual about that play. You said it. No receivers out wide. You had a bunch of defensive linemen in there, linebackers, even all the safeties, cornerbacks were in there. And right as the ball was snapped, you could see all their momentum leaning forward. They were going all out to stop the run that play. Give credit to the offensive line because they had to block a lot of guys on that one and open up something right in the gut to get that first down.
First and 10 Harlan County as the clock ticks inside 5 minutes. Same formation, 2 tight ends, no wideouts. Wishbone formation for Claiborne. Same play. Give it to Casolari, the last man through, as he dives ahead to about the 42, maybe the 41-yard line. We'll call it a pickup of 2, and it'll bring up second down and 8.
Just getting back to their bread and butter.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it before the game started. What is Harlan County known for? Their strong running game. You have a lot of great runners on this team.
We're going to say this about Cody Claiborne, to be so far down on the depth chart. Boy, he sure meets the eye test, Justin.
Yeah, he's done a great job. He's not acting like a sophomore in this one. I believe he's is he a sophomore? Yeah, he's a sophomore. That's right. Yeah, he's not acting like it here tonight.
Lewis will be the wideout to the right. Wishbone formation as Coach Eddie Creech screaming at his Black Bears as they take their final timeout of the first half with 4:08 to play here in the first half as they lead at 12-7. I think Coach Creech realizes, Justin, the importance of this drive. If they could cap this off with a touchdown, they'll get the ball to start the second half, and all the momentum would go back to Harlan County.
It would. I mean, they're going to, like you said, they're going to start with the ball in the second half. But Perry Central, even if they let up a score here, you have Nice, you have some great route runners, and I feel like Chance McKenzie at some point is going to get more comfortable because remember when we had the game with him a couple weeks ago.
Well, he just threw the ball proficiently in his first start.
But to start the game, though, he kind of overthrew some guys. He wasn't accurate, and then all of a sudden something clicked. He got a lot more comfortable out there, and it was very evident that he settled into the game, and then he just kind of tore it up through the air. So I think we haven't seen the best of Chance McKenzie yet. I think he's only going to get better as this game goes on. But, yeah, it is important for both teams here. I mean, Harlan County, they want that advantage going into the half.
2nd and 8, wishbone formation. Claiborne to pass, has a man open. It's Brown in stride for the touchdown. Oh, my, they hit him out of the backfield on the wheel route.
What a pass that time. I mean, you talk about accuracy. Cody Claiborne, nice floater through the air. It almost looked like he outthrew him. Check this out, Harlan County Tourism replay. He's going to throw it up into the air, and it just looks like
see Brown coming out of the backfield, and he just leads him perfectly. The defense didn't account for Brown coming out of the backfield, and it was all green ahead of him and gives Harlan County the momentum back, and they lead it 18-7, just over 4 minutes to play in the second quarter.
I didn't see who it was, but somebody, when he faked the handoff, he really sold that run, kind of wrapped both arms around his chest, did a great job of throwing off.
Wildcat formation. Bynum's going to take it himself into the end zone, and the two-point conversion is good. 20-7. Harlan County leads it just over 4 minutes to play. And boy, you know, when it was 12-7, Justin, Perry Central had all the momentum until that huge fumble at the Harlan County 44. In fact, you had to think that Perry Central, the way they were driving the ball, could possibly have taken the lead on that last drive. Certainly looked capable.
And they have a pretty good kicking team on the PAT side of it too. And you're right, it's a tough break for the Commodores. But what's at least positive though is you saw that you were starting to have success passing. You can always lean on Nice, even if things aren't going right. You give Nice the ball, and you're going to be able to pick up some first downs and get some scores.
And how about the opening start for Claiborne? First career start on the road, hostile environment, postseason implications on the line.
In a district championship game.
He's been 2 of 3 through the air, and huge passes, an 86-yard pass to Matt Brown to start the game, and then a beautiful touchdown pass there in stride.
He's going to have some pretty inflated stats after tonight.
No doubt.
He's going to have like maybe 5 to 10 passes for, you know, a couple hundred yards or more. He's been accurate when he's had to throw it. I think the reason they've had success in the passing game is because they are a run-first team and they have great runners. And even when it's a play action like what we just saw, their running backs do a great job of selling the run, selling that they have the ball.
I think Coach Eddie Creech could have possibly imagined a start like this from Claiborne.
No, not for his team either. His team is not a quick strike team like this.
Bynum's kick rolls past Mullins all the way down to the 10-yard line, and that's where he'll fall on it. But it backs Perry Central into a hole at their own 10-yard line, 90 yards from pay dirt with 4 minutes to play in the first half.
Big mistake that time. You know, it rolled through 2 levels. He looked like he wanted to pick up the ball, just didn't get the right angle. I think it took a funny hop. I mean, I don't think it was all his fault that time, but man, that pins him so deep. 10-yard line. Actually, they're going to say 11, right? I guess 10-yard line.
First down and 10 for Perry Central. Ball at the 10-yard line. 20-7. Harlan County surprisingly has come out with the air attack, we'll say, with the sophomore making his first career start as they lead at 20-7. McKenzie's in the shotgun set. 2 wideouts right, 1 to the left. They give it to Neese. Breaks a tackle. Fights ahead across the 11 to about the 12, maybe the 13-yard line. We'll give him a pickup of 3 and bring up second down and 7.
They have 4 minutes to play with. If you're Perry Central, you're telling yourself, we're going to use up all this clock. We don't care if it takes the full 4 minutes. You don't want to give the ball back to Harlan County the way they've been moving the ball downfield. If you can get to the half with this being a 1-score game, only down 6 or 7 points, that's a win for Perry Central. Put themselves in good position.
2 wideouts right, 1 to the left for McKenzie. Toss sweep over to Neese, trying to get outside. It does. Gets up across the 20-yard line to the 21-yard line.
That's like right at the
he
first
will
down
have
marker.
the first down.
Yeah, Neese. I mean, he's the workhorse. You know, we just called a college game last Saturday, and he kind of reminds me of the guy from Union who we're going to see this weekend. Reddy is just, he's such a dynamic back. He can change directions. If you want him to hit the hole 100 miles an hour, he'll do that. If you give him the freedom to cut and get to the outside, turn upfield.
A downhill run.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He can be anything, and same with Neese.
Shotgun set for McKenzie. 2 wideouts left, 1 to the right. Miller comes in motion here on the jet sweep. They're going to give it to him, trying to get outside, and he cannot. It's slung to the ground for a loss back at the 17-yard line. That time, Gary Henson, the 6'1", 185-pound senior, gets him for a loss of 3. Back to the 18. It'll be second down and 13, and the clock ticks inside 3 minutes.
I think one of the most impressive things about Harlan County is sometimes when we call a game, you'll call the same names over and over and over again. But with Harlan County, I mean, you have to look through and you're like, wait, I haven't called his name in a while, and then he's the one that makes the play. And it's just a different guy on offense and defense. They're just a balanced team.
2 wideouts to the left for McKenzie. That's the far side of the field. 1 wideout to the right. Now Miller comes in motion right. McKenzie is going to go for it all to Fugit. Pass too high, incomplete. Coverage that time by Harlan County's Jaden Ward, the 5'9" freshman. And it'll be third down and 13. A huge third down here for the Commodore offense.
Now all of a sudden you haven't taken a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah.
You've gotten out of bounds, incomplete pass. I mean, this is a lot of time to give back to Harlan County, which is funny because normally they take a long time for their plays to develop into scoring drives. But at this point in the game, we've seen it. They're able to score very quickly. This is a lot of time to give back to Harlan County if you cannot convert here.
Trips right. That's the near side of the field. 1 wide out to the left for Perry Central. McKenzie, deep drop, looks, steps up in the pocket. He's going to run it himself across the 20, up across the 25, cut down at the 29-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 4. Harlan County has no timeout, so the clock will continue to run. But what does Coach Ovi Kennedy do here? Will he go for it or go with his gut here and choose to punt?
They are going to punt this one. They're going to wait for that play clock to start, which is right now. They're going to let as much time go off the clock as possible. Probably told his team, don't snap it until it's about 2 or 1 seconds left. 15 seconds now left on the play clock. Going to give it back. Harlan County's going to get the ball back with about 1.5 minutes here on the clock.
The ever-dangerous Matt Brown, back deep to receive, standing at his own 41. Toby Eldridge to punt. The lefty, end over end kick. Hits softly at the 42 and will be down at around the 40-yard line. That time by Fugit. They'll officially mark it at the 41. Harlan County 59 yards from pay dirt to minute 30 to play. What do you do here if you're Coach Eddie Creech? No timeouts.
What is the most unpredictable thing you're thinking of right here?
I think if you're Coach Creech, you know, as good as Claiborne has been in the first half, I think you don't want to make the monumental mistake. I think you keep it on the ground. If you get a big play, then that may change your thoughts. But I think you'd be perfectly comfortable going into the halftime session with a 20-7 lead.
I'm thinking run here. Run is the most unpredictable play as they switch from a run to a shotgun formation. But
2 wideouts each way for Claiborne. He's going to put it in the air. Looks left. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Bynum.
Here's the problem with that. Now all of a sudden you've only run 2 or 3 seconds off the clock in that play. Perry Central, I can't see how many. Do they have any timeouts remaining?
Yeah, they have a couple left.
Perry Central has a couple left, but now all of a sudden you could potentially give the ball back with enough time for Perry Central to score. I think if you run it, let's see how you get with a running play. Do you get a first down in a run? Then you can open up the passing game. If you don't get it, then you can run out the clock.
2 wideouts each way for Claiborne. 3-step drop. Looks. He's going to look deep. He's got a man there, and it's just overthrown to Bynum. He had a step on the Perry Central defender.
That was close.
Really close to a touchdown pass for Claiborne there.
But here's the problem now. 3rd down and 10, still a minute 22 on the clock. And if you try for another pass and it's incomplete and you don't get the first down, you're going to be punting, and Perry Central is going to get the ball back with a minute or more left in this first half.
Wishbone formation for Claiborne. And this time he'll go under center. Toss sweep, left side to Brown. Cuts it up, fights his way up across the 45 to the 46-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 5. It'll be 4th down and 5 now for Eddie Creech and the Harlan County offense.
That was the right play. That was the right play. And now they're signaling that they are content going to the half with this lead that they have, a 13-point lead. Perry Central going to call a timeout here because they see, hey, we might have another opportunity as well.
It'll be their 2nd timeout of the first half as they trail at 20-7. Harlan County will be forced to punt from their own 46. Been a nice game here tonight, Justin.
Yeah, it's had a good flow, good energy level. Yeah. I mean, Perry Central in front of their home fans, a packed crowd, senior night. They really don't want this one to be their final game of the season. And, you know, I think you talked about it earlier. I mean, there are about 16 different outcomes that can happen here.
It's not going to be their final game of the season regardless.
No. At home, I mean.
Yeah.
It could potentially if they do not take care of business here tonight.
Correct, yes.
But
they'll go to Prestonsburg next week. And then the loser of this game we know will be on the road in the playoffs. We don't know whether they'll be at Southwestern or Pulaski County down in Somerset. So huge implications here.
And the other thing, too, is both of these teams are reliant on what happens between Letcher and Whitley County. We're going to get you some scores at halftime of that one, of course.
Bynum to punt, standing at his own 34. Good snap. High, spiraling kick. Fielded at the 15-yard line by Mullins as he will finally get out of bounds. Multiple penalty flags fly.
We're hearing it could be a block in the back.
49 seconds on the game clock. We'll get the signal from head referee Brian Napier. Still awaiting the official signal. Block in the back on Perry Central to march them back. It's thrown at about the 36, so it'll go back to the 26. It'll be 74 yards from pay dirt. Just under 50 seconds to play.
Now the dangerous part is so far you haven't seen a great deal of accuracy from your quarterback, Chance McKenzie, for Perry Central. He's kind of had some float up. He's overthrown, underthrown a little bit. Do you want to risk opening up the passing game right now and deep in your own territory with only 50 seconds left? I think you soften up the defense. Look how spread out the defense is here. You give the ball to Bynum once to soften up the defense.
Three-man front for Harlan County. They lead it straight ahead with Neese, trying to get outside, and gets dragged down at about the 39-yard line. Going to pick up the first down with 43 seconds to go.
What a great play call. Love that play call.
Clock stops while they move the chains. Three-man front from Harlan County. McKenzie spikes the football with 40 seconds to play in the first half. It'll be second down and 10 for Perry Central.
Halftime score is still 27. Whitley over Whitley 20. Whitley 20. At the half, Whitley County 20.
So it's 20-7. Whitley County leads Letcher Central at the half. Same score we have here.
That's pretty surprising. Yeah. I just noticed that.
Trips right. One wide out to the left for McKenzie. Here on second down and 10.
Good call.
Trying to get outside left. He's going to be well short of the first down. His Neese. And Perry Central will take their final timeout of the first half.
I just love that they're recognizing what's happening. Harlan County is putting their defensive backs so far back. Their safeties are playing 20 yards back. Their linebackers are all in pass protection. And I love that Perry Central is deciding to go ahead and just see what they can get with Neese. And they've gotten a nice chunk of yards in that first run. Second run didn't get quite as much, but now you might have one more run opportunity. If you don't get the first, well, you're pretty close to the first down here, but if you get the first down, you can march down, spike it, and have enough time for maybe one or two pass plays. They're playing this perfectly. I love that they're using Neese here.
Third down, 4 yards to go for PCC, their own 46-yard line. 20-7, Harlan County leads it here on the road in this Class 5A District 8 matchup. Coming out of the timeout, McKenzie will be in the shotgun set. He'll send trips right. That's 3 wideouts right, 1 to the left. Here on 3rd and 4, 3-man front for Harlan County. Smallwood and Steele at the 2 end positions for the Black Bears. McKenzie looking deep, rolls left, still looking, floats in the middle of the field, caught by Fugit at the 35, makes one man miss, gets inside the 30 and rode down at the 24-yard line with 20 seconds to play in the half.
There is a flag in there, only 20 seconds remaining. What a nice pass that time. And, you know, it's so difficult to do, to roll against your strong arm. That time, Chance McKenzie rolled to his right, even though he's left-handed. That is so hard to make that move and then be accurate downfield. Still haven't heard any indication about what this penalty flag might be.
Personal foul, face mask on Harlan County. So all of a sudden, Perry Central has a breath of life here, all the way down to the Harlan County 12-yard line.
See, that's what we were worried about. You know, we were talking about the play calls from Harlan County on their last drive. 3 consecutive pass plays, or 2 pass plays that ended very quickly in a run play that barely burned any time off the clock.
2 wideouts right, 1 to the left for McKenzie. Neese is the setback to his left. They give it to Neese, straight up the middle, cuts it up at the 10, dives down to the 8, maybe the 7, and that's going to be all.
And it's dangerous now. I mean, it's 10 seconds
Clock
remaining.
Is running.
They might have time for one more play.
One more play is going to be it. It's still running. They spike it with about 2 seconds to play.
Wow.
And Perry Central is going to choose to kick the field goal.
You know what? I don't hate that play call. If you kick a field goal here, a 10-point game, not a major hill to climb. I mean, this one is we're gonna see some fireworks in the second half here.
Sideline warning against Harlan County.
I'd say they're ready to use you over there.
At this point, it looks like they're still going to try to kick this one.
Yeah, Jacob Butler, the 5'3" sophomore, is going to be on to attempt the field goal. He is 35 of 40 on PATs, but 0 of 2 field goals. This one is going to be from 25 yards. High snap.
Oh, no.
And it's going to be down, and that is going to be the end of the first half with Harlan County
There's a flag on the
getting a break on the road as they lead it 20-7. We've got a late flag.
This might be an unsportsmanlike. I think it came in after the play.
As we'll see. Here's head referee Brian Napier.
personal foul on defense.
Oh, my. And Perry Central gets a good break there with a personal foul penalty as it's going to march it up.
An untimed down. So this one, they can have all the time they
A
want.
20-yard field goal now for Butler. Good snap this time. Kick is end over end, and it is no good, wide left. So Harlan County survives yet again, and they lead it 20-7 at the end of half number one here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the And we welcome you back to Commodore Field for the second half here of Class 5A District 8 football as the Harlan County Black Bears lead it over Perry Central 20-7. Eugene Farmer here alongside Justin Case as both teams back out on the field prepping for the second half of play here. We welcome those of you watching on television, on Heroes and Icons, as well as those of you streaming live on WYMT.com and the WYMT app. As we came here expecting a battle, we've certainly had one in the first half, and I'd say we'll have a tremendous finish here, Justin. These are two even teams.
Who knew that it's going to be 20-7, Harlan County over Perry Central. Perry Central hosting this one. I mean, this has been a shocking game. I think what's most shocking, too, is just the first drive of the game. Remember, it was a kickoff. Perry Central got it to start, so Harlan County will get it to start the second half. But Perry Central got the ball, and it was a quick punch in the face from Harlan County. They got a very quick stop. And then on the very next drive, they scored a touchdown within, like, what, 2 plays?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just quick. It's been a surprising game. I
Three
look
plays, 93 yards.
I look forward to seeing the adjustments both teams have made. I mean, it's going to be a battle. Remember, same exact score, Whitley County over Letcher County Central, and so many different ways. Okay, so let's go through a few of them real quick.
If these scores currently stand, Whitley County would be the number 1 seed because they own the head-to-head over Harlan County. The Black Bears would get the number 2 seed.
Yeah, Whitley County just beat Harlan County last week by a score of 7-6. That's when their quarterback got hurt. But yeah, again, if it's
and that would send Perry Central with likely an 8-2 record on the road to Southwestern Pulaski in the first game of the Class 5A playoffs, which would be unreal. That's matchup of titans.
Yeah, if you go to either one of those schools, it's going to be a tough go of it. But yeah, again,
and they've had a good one going as well. It was 7-7 early between Southwestern and Pulaski County for the District 7 championship.
Yeah, that's the last score we saw, but a lot of different outcomes. The only way that Harlan County can get the 1 seed is if they win and Letcher County wins. Remember, Harlan County did beat Letcher County Central earlier in the season.
On the road at Letcher, 31-27.
So it would be shocking because you think about it. Yeah, you're right. Potentially an 8-2 team having to go on the road to
either a 9-1 or a 10-0 team possibly.
Yeah, that is tough.
Yes.
Either way, it's going to be tough. I think, they're going to change the way they play in this one in the second half. And if Perry Central is able to get the win, the only way they can get the 1 seed is if Whitley
County holds on,
keeps their lead. So if Perry wins, if they come back and win and Whitley County stays, Harlan County would be the 3 seed and Letcher would be the 4.
Dylan Adams, the 5A junior, will tee it up at his own 40-yard line. 12 minutes back on the clock. Harlan County leads it 20-7, and they will get the football to start the second half. They will send Patrick Bynum back deep, and he'll be joined back there by the speedy Matt Brown. Adams takes the steps, moves on the football. It's a high end over end kick, fielded by Brown at his own 20-yard line, then fumbled and picked it back up. Plenty of room, straight up the middle. Look out, he's gone. One man to beat, to the outside, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and he goes in for the touchdown. 80 yards for Matt Brown, and Harlan County quickly goes up 26-7.
I can't believe it. And Brown, when he's trying to grab that ball, bobbles it. It hits the ground. He has to look for the ball at his feet, picks it up, fires through the hole, and I don't know how he got through the line so quickly, but before you knew it, exactly, one guy to beat, and he had to pick left or right, kind of had that slow down move at the end and then sped up going toward the sideline. Man, Matt Brown has such amazing speed and talent.
He was hindered by injuries for the first part of the season when Harlan County was going through their losing streak, and boy, here in the second half, he has really made big dividends for the Black Bears. He's the speed that they needed to make them a complete team, and they certainly look like one here tonight as they'll go for 2. Claiborne is under center. Wishbone formation behind him with 2 tight ends, no wideouts. Claiborne calls for it. Gives it ahead to Castellari, and the 2-point conversion is no good. But the damage was done in the first 14 seconds of the third quarter. Matt Brown, 80 yards up the middle for the opening kickoff return for a touchdown. And the Black Bears lead has now been extended to 19 at 26-7.
14 seconds. I
Yeah.
mean, that's fast for anybody to run 80 yards. But, yeah, that was a shocker. I mean, you expect Perry Central to come out of the half a changed team. I mean, they have a great coach and head coach, Ovi Kennedy. They are going to they have made some changes, I assure you, but they were not prepared on that kickoff that time. And it kind of goes back to, I used to kind of bash that squib kick a lot. I used to say, why would you ever do that? I mean, it's like, kind of a waste of a kick. You're giving the other team great field position, but when I see it work, when I see it effective, it buys your team so much time to get downfield. You have the opportunity for it to be bobbled, and all of a sudden, we saw it once against Perry Central. They only got 4 yards off of a successful one.
Justin, whenever you have 2 even teams like this, it comes down to the intangibles, and that is special teams, as we just saw right there, turnovers, as we saw play a huge part of the first half, penalties, and also big plays. 3 out of those 4 categories Harlan County has won thus far.
Yeah, look at their sideline. Look at them all jumping up and down. I mean, they have a lot of energy and ferocity right now. They have some belief in this one.
Bynum moves on it. Squib kick. Mullins fields it at his own 18-yard line, moving straight ahead, cuts it up at the 25. Now he has a seam and finally gets drugged down at about the 38-yard line. 16 yards on the return for Preston Mullins, and that is where Perry Central will start, first down and 10.
Nice run back, gets them all the way out to close to the 40-yard line. They're going to say right around the 39. And they have good field position here. If you're Perry Central, don't worry about the score. Do what you have to do to score. Get into the end zone on this drive and just chip away. Believe in your offense. Believe in your defense. Don't try to do too much here.
First and 10 for Perry Central. Shotgun formation for McKenzie. 2 wideouts right, 1 to the left. They're going to give it left side. Moving to the left is going to be, I think that may be Miller, tackled out of bounds at about the 46-yard line by Bynum strongly. It's Cade Miller, 5'8", freshman.
You know what that signals to me? In the halftime break, Kennedy is like, all right, where are we having success? Let's go back to it. We're having success, obviously running the ball with Nice, but Most of our big plays have come to getting to the outside, using our receivers as blockers downfield, and sealing the edge.
Or excuse me, that was Mason Rice on the carry, the 5'11", 185-pound junior. This time they're going to give it to Nice, running to the right, trying to get outside, and does. Gets the edge across midfield into Harlan County territory, down around the 45-yard line, and good enough for the first down for Jaden Nice and the Perry Central offense. And all of a sudden, the Commodores are in Harlan County territory.
Yeah, Nice is such a fast runner, and
we have a flag that flies over on the far sideline, though.
So far, Harlan County really hasn't had an answer. I mean, they've been able to get some stops on him when they have penetration on the line, which doesn't happen all that often. But when he gets out into space, I don't think any team really understands how to bring this guy down successfully. It's going to march them back. That's unfortunate for the Commodores, as they just had a great drive and moved them back from our first down and 1st and 10, and now it's going to be second.
10-yard penalty, so it'll be marched back to the 41-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 8 for Perry Central at their own 41. McKenzie only in the shotgun set. He'll send 2 wideouts left, 1 to the right, split backs on either side of him. Rice and Nice. Give it moving left. Going to get it outside to Rice, and he's going to be bottled up and dropped. Elisha Smallwood for Harlan County gets him on the tackle. Smallwood, the 6'3" junior, comes in 29 tackles on the year, 20 solo tackles, and 7 tackles for a loss. And another penalty flag is down as well.
Yes.
And a big one for Harlan County, as it is a personal foul face mask penalty going against the Black Bears, and this will march the football into Harlan County territory down to the 46-yard line as penalties continue to plague the Black Bears tonight.
So we just got a tweet from Willie Hope. You can follow him at Willie, WYMT. He said, heck of a drive by Pulaski County, 95 yards after the fumble complete.
McKenzie rolling out to the right, being chased. Jordan Steele is going to get him. Back in Perry Central territory at the 49-yard line. It was a great play by Steele. The 6'2" sophomore gets him for a loss of 5 back to the 49, and it'll be 2nd down and 15.
And he's lucky it wasn't worse, because that time, if you noticed, McKenzie had the ball outside. He didn't have it pulled into his body. Almost could have been a strip sack, could have knocked the ball loose there, but they maintained possession. It's still only 2nd and 15. I know it seemed like a massive loss on the play, but don't get too down on yourself now. You still have some opportunities here. I'd like to see them try to open up the passing game, because we really haven't seen the best of McKenzie.
McKenzie looks across the middle. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Mason Rice across the middle, the 5'11" junior.
Even if he would have caught that one, he was set up to take a massive hit that time.
And he still would have been short of the first down at about the 40-yard line.
Jacob
now
Bailey
brings up 3rd down and 15.
And Jacob Bailey was getting close there. I think you could hear the footsteps coming. He may have tried to look upfield, but the ball was kind of at his kneecaps. A little bit low for McKenzie that time.
And a huge play for the Perry Central offense here on 3rd and 15. 2 wideouts right, 1 to the left for McKenzie. McKenzie looks across the middle. It's going to be caught by Fugit at the 40 and gets wrestled down by Elisha Smallwood at the 40-yard line. Still going to be about 5 yards short of the first down, and a huge 4th down coming up for Coach Obi Kennedy and the Perry Central offense.
I think you go for it. He's sending his offense back out onto the field, but what a route ran by Cameron Fugit. Kind of like a slant pattern that time. And he just did a good job finding a soft spot in the middle of the defense. It's tough to get yards in the heart of the defense right up the middle.
2 wideouts right, 1 to the left. Setbacks on either side of McKenzie on 4th down and 5 from the Harlan County 41. McKenzie looks across the middle. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Fugit. tapped around. Bailey got his fingers on it, and it falls incomplete, and the Harlan County defense has made another stand.
Wow, what a great job. I mean, actually he had to throw into triple coverage that time, so that shows you Perry Central really has the most confidence in Cameron Fugit, or at least Chance McKenzie. That's his go-to guy. That's who he has the most confidence going to, but he threw into triple coverage that time. He was lucky it didn't get intercepted, but yeah, you saw Jacob Bailey tap it around a few times before it eventually hit the ground. Wouldn't have mattered much, though, because they still got the ball on the incomplete pass.
Wishbone formation with two tight ends behind Cody Claiborne making his first start tonight. If you're joining us late, give it to Tyler Casolari. Trying to run off left tackle, loses one, back to the 40-yard line. It'll be second down and 11.
Now they can go back to what they've been best at all year. It's just running back by committee. You have so many different running backs, so many guys that can get you yards. You know, they haven't gone to Landis in a while. Looks like they might be bringing him here. Couldn't see the number there.
Second down and 11 for Harlan County.
Still have Castle
Their own 40.
Backfield.
Two wideouts left, one to the right. It's going to be Bynum running the Wildcat formation. Flags fly. It's going to be holding. He gets up to the 47, but this one's going to be negated, and a huge loss for Harlan County with about 8:40 to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's tough because when you see Nice on the outside there, Nice was going to come down and just crush Bynum. Lead blocker had no option but to hold that time to kind of save Bynum from taking a massive hit. But yeah, when you see Bynum come into the game, you kind of assume it's going to be that Wildcat, that run formation, a running play from Harlan County. That time it seemed obvious, and hey, Perry Central, give them credit. They saw the obvious play. They saw what was happening, and they adjusted.
March it all the way back to the Harlan County 27-yard line, where it's going to be second down and 24 for the Black Bears. 8:40 to play here in the third quarter. Wishbone formation as Claiborne goes under center with one wide out to the left. And now he backs off into the shotgun set. He'll send trips right, two wide outs left. Jet sweep with Brown trying to get outside edge, and he does across the 40, out of bounds at around the 41-yard line. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, gain of 14, and brings up third down and 10.
I just love the play calling, and they're so creative in how they want to spread out the defense. I mean, they're completely manipulating the defense when they line up in that run formation, then split out to the shotgun formation. You see all the linebackers split out wide, defensive backs split out wide. Just great play calling right there by head coach Eddie Creech. Doing a great job of just mixing things up, keeping the defense on their heels.
Third and 10, wishbone formation, and now they back off into the shotgun set again. Two wide outs to the right, two to the left for Claiborne on third and 10. Three-step drop, looks. Going to throw deep left side for Bynum. He's got him out there just off his fingertips, incomplete. If he catches it, he's got a touchdown.
And, you know, I keep giving them a lot of credit on offense, but you run the same formation, the same shift, and then you pass the ball downfield. I mean, it's just being creative. It's being unpredictable. This Harlan County offense, I mean, literally a foot shorter, and that's another score. And this one starts to get out of hand, but it's not out of hand yet. It looks like Harlan County will punt here. As long as you can score on this drive, 14-26 looks a lot better, and you feel a lot more comfortable about potentially coming back if you're Perry Central.
Bynum to punt, standing at his own 30. Good snap. Kick is up. Low, spiraling kick. Hits at about the 22. Goes all the way down to the 15-yard line. Cutting up and getting across the 20 to the 22-yard line. That time is going to be Dawson Browning, the 5'6" sophomore. Takes it for about a 13-yard return, and that is where Perry Central will start. First down and 10 from their own 23-yard line.
Nice kick that time.
Yep.
Almost got blocked. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And he may have gotten a fingertip on that one, but a good job grabbing that one. He actually had a nice move, just kind of sneaking through the Harlan County players and actually picking up a few more yards because he fielded that one about 10 yards back.
First and 10 Commodores at their own 23. They'll send trips out to the right, one wide out left for McKenzie, and one setback to his right. His Nice on first and 10. High snap, it's loose on the field, and McKenzie falls on it inside his own 15-yard line, and a flag flies late.
That's the second time that's happened. I can't imagine what this flag is. There's a player down for Perry Central. But they've had a couple high snaps. Remember, on their first field goal attempt to end the first half. High.
So McKenzie is the injured Commodore. Ball's marked inside the 15, as you see here.
He
high snap.
He falls on it. Basically, he's down because in high school football, that's it. And his foot runs into him, whether it's intentional or unintentional.
Yeah.
Who knows? But it looks like his head is.
And that's going to result in a personal foul penalty on Jordan Steele of Harlan County, I do believe. We have not saw the official signal yet. Players from both teams down on one knee. Perry Central officials out to check on him. And he's able to walk off on his own power, so we certainly hope McKenzie will be back to return in this ball game.
And
8 minutes on the clock. 26-7, Harlan County leads it.
I hope he's okay. I hope it's not a concussion or anything serious, but he definitely got hit in the head by Steele's foot. It looked like Steele's ankle kind of came up and hit his head as he was down. And head coach Eddie Creech just can't understand why he's being flagged for. He probably feels like his guy maybe did it unintentionally, but whether it happened intentionally or unintentionally, I think the referees, in and amongst all that chaos, made the right call.
So here we have it from head referee Brian Napier. It's going to be a personal foul, I do believe.
And I don't see.
It'll be 15 yards.
I don't see McKenzie out there.
Well, because he was injured, he'll have to go out of the game for one play.
I wonder if he's well enough to come back into the game. We'll have to see.
So they'll march it up to the Perry Central 29-yard line.
So could that be the break that the Commodores needed? Could that be the thing that fires them up and kind of motivates them, gives them some energy?
It's going to be 2nd down and 5 for Perry Central. Power I behind the new quarterback. They give it to Nee straight ahead. He gets to the 30. That's about it. Great play on the interior by Harlan County that time. Down on the bottom of the pile, Jordan Steele, 66. An excellent play on the interior. 6'2", 300-pound sophomore. Gets him for a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down and a long 3.
And we just saw McKenzie come back out onto the field, so it wasn't too bad. Luckily, he's okay enough to come back into the game. So he back in there once again for a 3rd and 3.
Power I for McKenzie. One wide out to the left. 4-man front for Harlan County here on 3rd and 3. McKenzie calls for it, gives it to Denise. Flags fly. We got a false start on Perry Central and an untimely penalty there for the Commodores as it'll march back 5 yards to the 25, and all of a sudden 3rd and 3 becomes 3rd and 8.
It's a totally different play call now. I mean, you got to think 3rd and 3 is pretty automatic for Nice. You think you put the ball in Nice's hands, he's going to get you 3 almost guaranteed on any given play. But now it kind of mixes it up a little bit. I think so far they've had the best success blocking on the outside, try to get Nice to the outside. I think you still might want to run it here, but you're going to need a receiver to get a nice block on the outside and get your tackle up to the second.
Play clock is at 5. Trips left. One wide out to the right for McKenzie. He looks. Screen pass to Nice. Going to be caught, but he's going to be taken down short of the 1st down. Gain of 1. Hunter Helton comes up and makes a nice play. The 6'4 sophomore for a pickup of about 2, and it's going to be 4th down and 6 for Perry Central.
A tough break. I mean, your quarterback goes down after a fumbled snap. You get the roughing the passer call. You get so close, but then the false start moves you back. You can't pick up the 1st down. Now you have to punt. Tough break for Perry Central.
Kobe Eldridge deep to punt, standing at his own 13-yard line. Matt Brown deep to receive, standing at his own 40. Good snap to Eldridge. Kick. End over end kick. Hits around midfield. Brown gets away from it. It takes a Perry Central bounce inside the Harlan County 40 to the 38-yard line. We're halfway through quarter number 3, and Harlan County leads it 26-7 here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week. We're back here at Commodore Field, where the Harlan County Black Bears lead it here on the road over Perry Central 26-7 in Class 5A District 8 action with the football at their own 38-yard line. 20-14, Whitley County leads Letcher County Central to start the fourth. Corbin now leads Casey County 28-0 in the third. Claiborne gives it straight ahead to Brown, fights his way to the 40. Gain of 2, it'll be second down and 8.
So big one happening over. Big one happening between Whitley and Letcher. I mean, that one now looking like it could come down to the finish.
Yeah.
Photo finish here. And again, I mean, can you think of a time when there have been this many outcomes from 2 games in one district? I can't. I mean, there are 3 teams tied at 2-1. All have tiebreakers over different teams.
2 wideouts right, 1 to the left for Claiborne, 1 setback to his left. He's going to give it straight ahead to Brown again. Fights his way ahead to close to the 45-yard line. About a pickup of 5. It'll be third down and a long 3, but closer to 4.
Yeah, so far they've been able to burn a lot of clock here. I think that might be the game plan now for Harlan County. It's just use as much time as possible. I think head coach Eddie Creech, I think he's content burning 4 or 5 minutes off a clock. Even if it doesn't result in a score, that is a win for his team.
2 wideouts right, 1 to the left for Claiborne. 1 setback to his left here on third down and 3, and we've got all kinds of movement. And I believe this will be on offsides on Perry Central, which will result in a Harlan County first down as the Black Bears went with the hard count.
And so far, Harlan County's been the more penalized team. I mean, I can't remember more than 3 penalties against Perry Central in this game. They've done a good job of staying very focused out there on the field.
We give Harlan County a fresh set of downs, allow them to run more clock here. Inside 5 minutes to play is not sure anyone expected this, but it's been a dominating performance for Harlan County so far. Wishbone formation behind Claiborne. 1 wide out to the left on 1st and 10. Bynum trying to get outside right, fights his way into Perry Central territory, and they wrestle him down at the 49-yard line, gain of 1. It'll be second down and 9.
Nice team tackling that time. Perry Central had 3 players on him.
Bynum, 31 carries, 258 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the year. Bring up second down and 9.
Both Fugit and Brown came in to help make that tackle that time. So right now, I think the Commodores have done a good job adjusting, of getting their speedy guys to the outside when they recognize those runs are going to the sidelines.
Play clock at 3 for Claiborne. Gives it to Brown, play fake. Hits Bynum out of the backfield, incomplete. Pass too wide, flags fly. I believe is either a false start or illegal shift on Harlan County. We'll see.
There's just so much pink down there on the field. We see a lot of pink socks, pink undershirts, and those pink flags kind of blend in too with some of the red down there. It makes it harder to see. It's tough to see those on every play.
This one's going to be a hold on Harlan County.
Good job by the officials tonight.
Billy Fields, the guilty party from Harlan County, 5'10" junior. So march it back 10 yards to the Harlan County 41-yard line. It'll be second down and 19 for the Black Bears. 4-man fronts for Perry Central, as Cody Claiborne will be under center. Wishbone formation behind him. Or now they're giving a little wing T look. Here with 1 wide out left. Bynum comes in motion. Toss sweep to Bynum. Cuts it up. The 40. Plenty of room across the 45 and gets all the way to midfield, the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to be a pickup of 9. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Black Bears.
Once again, some great speed we're seeing.
The clock still has not started.
By Cameron Fugit and Jake Brown. They just show so much speed. Almost looked like they jumped on Bynum's back, and Bynum carried him for a couple yards before they forced him down. Bynum, a solid runner, looked like he was dead to rights in the backfield. But he just had that one step. He just planted that outside foot and turned upfield very quickly. Turned a negative play into a nice chunk of yards that time.
3rd down and 10 for Harlan County. Play clock at 5. Wishbone formation for Claiborne. Gives it straight ahead to Brown. Fights his way across the 45 to about the 42-yard line. Going to be a couple of yards short of the 1st down, but it's going to be 4th and 2.
But that's a win, I'm telling you. Head coach Eddie Creech, he'd like to score on every drive for sure, but they got the ball with how much time left in this 3rd quarter? I mean, I think it was halfway through about.
Yeah,
so,
halfway through.
Yeah, you've now burned minutes, plural, off this clock. I think you're going to have to punt here.
They're going to go for it at the Perry Central 42-yard line. It's going to be Bynum in the Wildcat formation. 2 wideouts left, 1 to the right. Castellari will be the setback to his right. Man comes in motion is Brown. They give it to him, rolling right. Tries to pick up a block and get outside. He picks up the 1st down, but there's penalty flags that fly. It's going to be holding on Tyler Castellari.
Yeah, Castellari, he's got caught a couple times. He gets out there with some speed. It looks like he's able to set the block, but it's him against 2 or 3 players from the Commodores, and he just tries to do his best to prevent those guys from getting to his running back, that time Brown, but Castellari didn't have much of an option there. He was going to let 2 or even 3 of those guys by him, but he was outnumbered on the outside, really had no choice but to hold. And actually, that holding call might help them now that they might choose to punt here. Looks like Bynum is coming out onto the field, but you know, by getting that penalty now, it looks like they may not get the touchback here. They at least have a better opportunity of pinning them deep rather than getting a touchback.
Still waiting on the official signal from head referee Brian Napier. As they marked him out at the 40-yard line. So Perry Central is going to check to see if he's short. They may decline the penalty if he's short of the 1st down. We'll see. Officials are conferring. 2:17 to play here in the 3rd quarter. You see Coach Ovi Kennedy of Perry Central has led them to a 7-1 record here on his inaugural season as head coach of the Commodores. As the officials are huddled up there at the 40-yard line. You know, it should be a simple call here, Justin. I mean, they're either short or they got it. If you're not sure, call for a measurement, and then Perry Central has the decision made for them.
I think they're talking about the different options right now, and they might want to measure this one because it looks like the nose of the football is touching the 40, which is pretty close to the 1st down marker. Fourth down.
So it would have been a 1st down. So Perry Central is going to take the penalty. It'll march it back to midfield. It'll be 4th down and 10.
Good decision there, yeah. And a great job by Brown to get that 1st down then, because yeah, it would have been a turnover on downs. But a lot of time that one took for that call. But hey, every yard matters. So actually, it looks like they might be keeping the offense out. No, they're going to rush the punting team out.
Punt team will come out. 2:17 to play, 3rd quarter. Harlan County leading it 26-7.
Looks like there may be a timeout. They're switching the ball.
A little bit of confusion here. Patrick Bynum will be deep to punt, standing at his own 36-yard line. It's Patrick Bynum calls for it. Good snap.
Ooh.
Kick is up. End over end.
I think that one was tipped.
Goes all the way down to around the Perry Central 11-yard line.
I think Bynum was looking for a flag that time. He's back there like, hey, what happened? This guy just ran into my leg after I punted it, but the referee's like, no, he got the ball first. And that one was almost blocked. You saw the pressure coming from the outside from the Commodores that time. They almost blocked that one. What a turn of events that would have been if he blocked it, but instead they were able to pin them deep. This one's going to start about their own 11-yard line. They are
41 yards on the punt, none on the return.
And they've had a lot without returns in this game.
So here comes Chance McKenzie in the Perry Central offense. Trips right. That's the near side of the field. One wide out to the left. That's the wide side. Give it to Nice. Straight ahead. Barrels his way up across the 15 to about the 16-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 5. It'll bring up 2nd and 5 as the clock ticks inside 2 minutes.
At some point here, I mean, you're getting down to that time in the game where you just need to see Chance McKenzie open it up. I mean, you're taking a lot of time off the clock here. Play clock actually is just starting right now. You need to start connecting with your receivers. I think obviously he's shown that he's most comfortable with Fugit.
Trips right, one wide out left for McKenzie. He looks, going to go for it all to Fugit, out on the sideline, incomplete, dropped it. And we got a late flag that flies in from the back judge.
Fugit runs off the field and falls to his knees. He is injured. He's down on the ground, doesn't have his balance, and he's going to fall again to the ground, now on his back, rolling in pain.
May have had the wind knocked out of him there.
He's holding
his
head.
We'll get the call from head referee Brian Napier.
This one's going to march it up with the Commodores. But, yeah, Fugit is still down on the ground right now. Trainers, medical staff now tending to him. Hopefully he's okay. He did come down awkwardly hard, but he is holding his head right now. So Fugit is out of the game. That is McKenzie's favorite receiver to go to.
They march it up 15 yards. Well, they've got this play wrong. It was a pass interference penalty. It started at the 16-yard line, but they're trying to march off the penalty from the spot, and that's just incorrect.
Yeah, they figured it out now. But look, check out this replay. Harlan County Tourism replay. Nice pass. He's getting a little bit too much air on his passes, but you're going to see Fugit here. It gets right in his hands, gets both hands on it right there. Falls down awkwardly, actually kind of bounces.
And a very questionable pass interference call there.
Yeah, not much contact. But nonetheless, a minute and a half remaining in the third quarter.
Trips right, one wide out left for McKenzie. They lead it straight ahead. This time I believe it's going to be Rice getting the call ahead. Across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Or no, it was Nice getting the call. Gain of about 2 to the 33. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 as the clock now ticks down to the 1 minute mark here in the third quarter.
It's just tough when you have a guy like Nice and he's a senior. He's going to be gone after this season. It's just tough. You see those guys, once every 4 or 5 years. Those game-changing talent like Nice.
McKenzie across the middle, broken up, incomplete. Patrick Bynum. They're on the breakup, intended for Jordan Feltner, the 6'1", 195-pound senior. It's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
A lot of fans on the Perry Central side hoping for a flag on that one.
That one looked more like pass interference than the first one.
It did, but referees saw it as Bynum getting there right as the ball was getting there, apparently. A lot of seniors out here for both sides. A lot of young talent also. We're going to hear their names called for a lot of years.
He'll send trips left, one wide out to the right, and one setback to his left. McKenzie looks. 3-step drop. Throws it across the middle. It's going to be almost complete to Fugit. And he cannot come up with it. And we've probably got a unsportsmanlike penalty after the play.
That one's on Fugit. He let his frustration out. I mean, that ball was up in the air for grabs. Fugit is frustrated threw his helmet on the sideline. But again, these balls, we saw more of an arsenal from Chance McKenzie. The game we saw just a couple weeks ago, he was able to fire it. He was able to have the soft floaters downfield. Everything we've seen from Chance McKenzie so far tonight has been kind of a toss-up, a really high arching ball that's been dropping down into double or triple coverage on almost every single pass.
And they call an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Bynum of Harlan County and Fugate of Perry Central, offsetting penalties. It'll be 4th and 8. Perry Central will be back deep to punt there with Eldridge.
I saw something that time from Fugate. I didn't see anything from Bynum, but apparently something did happen down there.
Brown will be back deep to receive, standing at around his own 32-yard line. Eldridge will be back deep to punt. High snap. Eldridge corrals it at his own 15. Gets off end. End over end kick. Takes a Perry Central bounce into Harlan County territory.
That one may have
at
been
about the
also.
44-yard line. And that's where the Black Bears will start 1st and 10. 23 yards on the punt, none on the return. And Harlan County leads at 26-7.
That may have been tipped also. I'm not sure, but that had a lot of spin to it. Actually, it bounced and rolled forward, but it had so much backspin to it. I'm surprised it almost didn't bounce and come backwards. Kind of a short kick that time, but they did at least move them back into Harlan County territory. But again, I think it's still the same game plan for head coach Eddie Creech. I don't care if we score right here. I think he's telling his team, let's just burn 4 or 5 minutes off the clock, even if we have to punt or go for it, and don't convert a 4th down.
Double wing formation for Claiborne. Straight ahead, he gives it to Henson. Fights his way across midfield to the 49-yard line of Perry Central. Going to be a couple of yards short of the 1st down. Give him a pickup of 8.
And that's all they want to do. This one's going to run out the 3rd quarter, I should say. Yeah, they're going to let this one go down.
And we move to quarter number 4 here in a Class 5A District 8, where Harlan County has led from the onset, and they lead it 26-7, heading to the 4th here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week. At Commodore Field at Perry Central, the Black Bears of Harlan County lead it 26-7 here in District 8 of Class 5A. Double wing set as they give it to Henson straight ahead again, who fights his way down to the 40-yard line of Perry Central, and a 1st down for Harlan County. At this point, Justin, with the 26-7 lead, I think you're going to see a heavy dose of the ground game for Harlan County from here on out.
Yeah, but I think I can't say enough about how good the defense has been for Harlan County in this game, and their running game. It's been very reliable. I mean, you think about holding a Perry Central team to 7 points. You look up and down their schedule, the fewest points they've scored in any game was still a win, 21 points against Whitley County. Even in their loss, they had 35 points.
Double wing set again. They give it to the fullback Henson, who gets down to around the 35-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of around 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 6, but the clock will continue to run.
I mean, but you think about where this game was. Perry Central, the only score of the game was in the 1st quarter. That was it. And so for now 2 quarters plus, they've been scoreless. It's just surprising because they've had a very potent offense. It just comes down to that fumble earlier on when it just completely changed the momentum. The swing of this game was heavily in Harlan County's favor after they recovered that fumble.
Double wing set again. This time they trap it with Bynum. He gets no gain to the 35. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Black Bears.
They're going to get close, and if they can get a couple more yards on this one, I'd say they'd probably just go for it on 4th down, because they're at the point now where if they tried to punt it, they might end up with a touchback. So I think they might actually be in 4-down territory here. Play clock now at 15 seconds, so they're able to milk off a little bit more here in the 4th quarter.
Double wing sets. Lewis the wideout rather to the left. Claiborne under center. They give it to Henson. Actually, Claiborne keeps it himself. He's going to be tackled for a loss. back at the 40-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 4 on the sack. It'll bring up 4th down and 10 for Harlan County. Inside 10 minutes to play now.
So now here's a big decision to make. I think since you lost so many yards on that play, you might have to punt this one. You don't want to give the Commodores the ball at the 40. Your defense has been playing well if you're the Black Bears. You can pin them deep, maybe get another stop, because you got to imagine the Commodores are going to become a predictable offense from this point forward. It's going to be pass, pass, pass. Maybe you give Nice a handoff occasionally, but I think essentially they're going to be just opening up the passing game from here on out, the Commodores.
And Harlan County will take their first timeout here the second half with 9:25 to play here in the ball game. 26-7, Harlan County leads it as they will likely punt here. Perry Central will get it back, trailing by 19 after a nice defensive stand from the Commodores.
Yeah, they needed it, and they got it when they had to get it. Good job by the Commodores to get the stop, get the ball back to the offense. But now it just comes down to, can you score? Can you go the length of the field? Because likely they're going to get this ball probably inside the 20.
Ball's at the Perry Central 40-yard line. So it'll be Patrick Bynum back deep to punt for Harlan County. Preston Mullins will be back deep to return for Perry Central. He'll be standing right at his own 15-yard line.
And a score update from Tommy Poole. Follow him on Twitter at TommyWYMT. Letcher takes over on their own 38 with 2 minutes and 58 seconds left in the game. The Cougars are down 20-14.
As it appears that Harlan County is going to go for it here. 2 wideouts right, 1 to the left. The setback is Matt Brown of Cody Claiborne. 3-step drop, and we have flags fly. It's going to be a false start on Harlan County.
Now you got to kick it. I'm actually surprised they were even thinking about going for it right there.
Call a false start on Bynum, and Harlan County will be forced to punt from the Perry Central 45-yard line on 4th and 15.
Well, this game has gone by very fast. I can't believe it's only 10 o'clock right now. In the fourth quarter, now under 10 minutes remaining. This one, I mean, Perry Central, you're going to have to score quickly here. I mean, it's a 3-score game. They're certainly capable of it.
Bynum gets it. High spiraling kick. Will hit at the 50 or about the 20-yard line. And then we're going to have a return to about the 17-yard line. Nice return there from Ethan Eldridge, the 5'9 junior. Takes it up for a gain of 3, a return of 3 to the 18-yard line. And that's where Perry Central will start 1st and 10 as now rain starts to fly here at Commodore Field.
And that's going to make it more tough for the passing game. I mean, that ball's not going to be slipping out of your hand. You're not going to get clean releases on the ball. And it's going to be a little bit slippery running downfield, sprinting downfield. Remember, this is turf. Turf sometimes gets slick a little bit in the rain.
So now the Commodore offense will come out trailing 26-7 to Harlan County.
And we love doing these games of the week. And remember, if you want to see highlights of other games all around the mountains, because there's a ton of games tonight with playoff implications, Sports Director Marcus Browning is going to lead our coverage on the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime tonight. Check it out at 11. And follow him on Twitter at Marcus, WYMT.
Trips left, 1 wide out to the right for McKenzie. Quick drop, looks left, pass too high, incomplete.
Yeah,
It'll be 2nd down and 10.
You know, the times when he's been accurate, it's unfortunate because he's hitting his receivers. That time, Fugit once again. How many times has he hit Fugit where he's needed to get the ball to? And sometimes Fugit's had both hands on the ball. That time he was in the right place to make the catch, but the defense has been very good for the Harlan County Black Bears, even if he would have caught that one, a cornerback right in his face.
So 2nd down and 10 for McKenzie. Trips left. One wide out to the right. Neese the setback to his left. They give it to Neese. Rolling right. Trying to get outside. He does. To the 25. Up across the 30. Fumbles it out of bounds, but he'll retain possession up to about the 32-yard line. It'll be a 1st down for Perry Central.
The only way you can run the ball right now is by giving it to Neese, because he's the best one to be able to get to the outside and get out of bounds. I mean, you're at do or die time right now. It's 9 minutes to go. You got to get a bomb downfield. You got to get a quick strike here, or else you're just going to burn too many seconds off the clock.
Send trips left, one wide out to the right. Incomplete. Pass broken up by Patrick Bynum, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Commodores.
Through his hands. That's rough. What I love that time from Ovi Kennedy has kind of like that bunch formation, 3 receivers out to the far side of the field. And what I really like from their quarterback, Chance McKenzie, is that he actually looks to his left first and moves the safeties over to the left side of the field, opens it up on the right side. He just can't connect, unfortunately.
4-man front for Harlan County. 2 wideouts each way for McKenzie. Here on 2nd and 10. McKenzie, 3-step drop. Looks, it's picked off by Bynum, and it's going to be a pick 6. Touchdown Harlan County, and that may be the nail in the coffin. Turnovers have been the story of the night for Perry Central. That one may be the most costly.
Tough one. Congratulations to Harlan County on that play, because Bynum, he saw it the whole way. He saw the quarterback's eyes. Chance was looking that direction the whole time, and he just crashed hard on the route. He did a great job of seeing what was happening in front of him. I think all the credit has to go to Harlan County now in this game that is feeling some pretty heavy rain at this point right now.
32-7. Harlan County leads at 8:48 to play in the ball game. After the pick 6 from Patrick Bynum, as the Black Bears will go for 2.
Not a ton of confidence in their PAT kicks.
They haven't kicked one tonight. Claiborne under center. Wishbone behind him with 1 wide out to the left is Brown. Reverse to Brown, trying to get outside, and does. It's a race to the pylon, and he gets in, and the 2-point conversion is good. 34-7, Harlan County leads it. You know, you really talk about a game changer for the Black Bears. The resurgence of Matt Brown, who was out the first part of the year. His speed that he brings to this ball team really changes the dimension for Harlan County.
We've seen him carry the ball, but really his gift comes at his route running on the outside, just his speed of beating players, of just straight up beating players in a race. And you know, we saw it from the very first play on offense where he just had that massive touchdown run. He's had a couple huge plays in this one, but his speed is just unmatched. I don't know if there's anybody as fast as him out here. He's probably at least one of the top 5 fastest players out here on this field.
So Perry Central will get it. Harlan County will kick off. It'll be Bynum kicking off from his own 40-yard line. Perry Central will send Fugit, Mullins, as well as Cade Miller back deep to receive. Bynum tees it up on the right side of his own 40. Takes his steps. Bynum moves on it. Squib kick. Fugit runs it down at his own 18-yard line. Moving straight ahead now. Across the 25, across the 30 as a seam. Up the near sideline, across midfield. Look out. 1 man to beat to the 25 and run out of bounds at about the 15-yard line.
Can we talk about closing speed for a second? Because Jacob Bailey had no right making that tackle. Fugit had a spectacular run down the far sideline.
I do see a penalty flag over onto the, or near the Harlan County sideline. One at the 48, one at the 44 occurred.
So I have not seen a tweet recently from Tommy Poole at Tommy WYMT. I'm still checking his Twitter account.
4-man front for Harlan County. 2 wideouts left, 2 to the right for McKenzie. He's being chased out of the pocket. The ball's loose. It's fumbled. Still loose on the field. I think Harlan County jumped on it at the Perry Central 28, and they do.
And that's a tough break.
It's turnovers have been the story of the game tonight.
But, you know, it was a totally different game in that first quarter. It was Perry Central driving to potentially take the lead against Harlan County. That's when it was 7-12. Remember, in the first quarter, and all of a sudden there was that costly fumble that just turned the whole game around.
And an injured Commodore down on the field at about the 30-yard line. We'll go ahead and take our final media timeout and come back with the finale of this one. Harlan County leads it here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week. Out there checking on him. Certainly prayers and best wishes on his current status. There's so many people down there, it's hard to see the number, Justin, that's the player that's been injured. Just they're able to get him up on his feet now. We'll get an ovation from the...
I'm trying to look around. Do you see Chance McKenzie anywhere? I don't see number 10 on the sidelines, and I don't see him taking a knee. Is that Chance?
Yeah, I believe it is McKenzie, who's the injured Commodore, being helped off. And we certainly hope he's okay.
He's clutching his right arm, but remember, he's a left-handed quarterback. He's limping. He's not able to put much pressure on the right leg, so it's something on that right side of his body. We wish him well. Hope he has a quick recovery from whatever is ailing him right now. But he had a tough break in this game. He got kicked in the head at one point, falling on a high snap. Took a big hit there, hard hit, and he's going to get some medical attention on the sideline. But
2 tight ends for Harlan County. Wishbone formation behind Claiborne. I believe it's going to be a false start on Hunter Helton there, the tight end on the left side. We'll see. They're going to say offsides. Wow, I thought Helton, the tight end, moved there on the left side, but they're going to say offsides and march it up 5 yards to the Perry Central 23-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 5 for Harlan County. Just over 8 minutes to play in this one.
So once again, I'm just going to remind you, with just 8 minutes left here, if you want to see how everything plays out with the wins, with the losses, with who's going to finish where in the district, tune into WYMT tonight at 11. We have the Appalachian Wireless Sports Overtime starting at 11.
Claiborne under center, and that time we do have an offsides penalty on Perry Central. Rylan Eddington, the 5'9 senior, guilty party there to march it up 5 yards, and should be a Harlan County first down to around the Perry Central 18-yard line. We'll see.
On this rainy night, a lot of Perry Central fans have decided to head home. Maybe finish watching the game on their TV. Thank you for joining us if you are watching on Heroes and Icons or the WYMT app or WYMT.com. Thank you for making us a part of your Friday night.
Wishbone with 2 tight ends behind Cody Claiborne. Gives it to Ben Landis. First man through across the 10, down to around the 9-yard line, close to a first down, and a late flag flies. It's either going to be 2nd down and 1 or 1st down. And we have a late penalty here. Let's get the official call from head referee Brian Napier. Personal foul penalty late that time. Charles Haley is the guilty party. You see a straight dive play that time. Ben Landis.
Landis is such a fast runner.
Fights his way inside the 10, down around the 9-yard line. And there's where you see the personal foul penalty. Diving in late there is Haley. First and goal, Harlan County at about the 4-yard line. Wishbone behind Claiborne with 2 tight ends, no wideouts. Claiborne gives it to Landis. Running off right tackle and gets into the end zone for the Harlan County touchdown as they take their biggest lead of the night at 40-7.
Just a great runner. Landis is such a big part of their offense. I mean, they have so many great runners. They're just a very well spread out in terms of talent.
Landis scores his 3rd touchdown of the year on the ground.
Well, I'm just going to remind you of the schedules moving forward. Both teams, 1 game remaining in the season. Harlan County is going to finish their season at home against Bell County. Could be a good one. I think Bell County, Harlan County will be a good game.
Castleberry to hold, Bynum to kick. It's Harlan County's first extra point attempt of the night.
And Perry County Central finishing their season on the road at Prestonsburg. There's going to be a timeout on the field here.
So Harlan County's going to take a timeout, not having enough men on the field.
So no confirmation from Tommy Poole. Actually, with just 1 minute ago, this from Tommy Poole, sports reporter for WYMT at Tommy WYMT. Letcher Central has just won their district after fumbling it on the goal line with 17 seconds left. The refs reversed the call. Cougars would then score to win 21-20. So a huge win, big comeback win.
It's a huge win for Harlan County because they hold the tiebreaker over Letcher Central, which means the Black Bears have just won the district here tonight, more than likely.
Is that a final?
Yeah. What a wild series of events that have taken place on this
And the final score
fall Friday night.
Harlan game, Letcher County 21, Harlan 20. Correction, I apologize. Letcher County has won the game 21.
So Harlan County
with 21.
go on to attempt the extra point. It'll be Bynum to kick, Castleberry to hold here as Harlan County tries to go up 41-7. Good snap. Kick is up. Low, spiraling kick. It's wide left. No good. So with 7:28 to play, Harlan County leads it 40-7. Justin, you know, after they heard that score over the PA, there's got to be a little bit of elation.
Were you looking over there? I think you were looking at the play. I saw a whole bunch of hands go up in the air. I saw a bunch of people jumping up and down. They heard the score, and they knew exactly what that meant for their squad. You know, the whole game, it looked like Whitley County was going to win that one. They took a big lead
Led
early,
the whole game.
20-7, and it was kind of a mirrored image of this game. It was 20-7 at the half there and here, and a totally different outcome in the second half. I mean, can you imagine Perry Central being held to a touchdown, and a touchdown that they would get in the first quarter, that's it, and being shut out in the remaining 3 quarters? I mean, there's still some more football to be played here, but so far, what Harlan County has showed, I would be scared to face Harlan County moving forward. I'll say that, because they've gotten better every week. Right now they're having some more confidence in a sophomore quarterback who is just making his first start. And they have a very strong running game and defense.
Take nothing away from Harlan County, Justin, but Perry Central has sort of been a victim of their own demise as well with the turnovers. The turnovers that have led to touchdowns.
Yes, and what I saw, though, is they did a good job moving the ball. Perry Central did a good job moving the ball in that first quarter. That first fumble, I think they just couldn't come back from that. Their body language, just the energy, just came down quite a bit after that first fumble that was recovered by Harlan County.
Squib kick by Bynum. Perry Central has it. It's going to be taken down at around the 38-yard line. Return of about 6 yards that time. Coming out of there with it, Dawson Browning, the 5'6" sophomore. Takes it for a return of 6, and that's where Perry Central will start. First down and 10 from their own 38-yard line.
Think about the success that Harlan County had last season.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, I mean, at 3-5.
This could be the springboard.
Think about this. Their record after this game, if they hold on here, which it looks like they will, 3-5 on the season, and they just won district here tonight. potentially, if it continues like this. And last season, it was the same exact thing. They had a very, very rough, gloomy, dismal first half of the season. All of a sudden, something sparked, something happened, and they turned it around. I remember I interviewed head coach Eddie Creech several weeks ago when we called their game down in Harlan County. And he's like, hey, man, it's us against the world. We have that mentality. He was saying every player has bought into the system. Even the young guys have bought in. There's a lot of good senior, older leadership on the team. And he said he just feels like they have their backs against their wall. They're fighting against everyone else, and that's just really created a strong bond with their team.
Knee straight ahead for 2 to bring up 2nd down and 8. Pass across the middle is going to be incomplete with a new quarterback in there for Perry Central.
The pass is incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for Commodores.
As the quarterback is going to be Caden Sebastian, the 5'10 sophomore. Also plays a little wide out for the Commodores. Throws that one incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 down for Perry Central at their own 40-yard line. Just under 7 minutes to play here, 40-7. It's been all Harlan County here tonight. 2 wideouts each way for Sebastian. Harlan County showing blitz. He's going to roll out to the right, being pressured. Heaves it up, and it's going to be incomplete, nearly caught at the Harlan County 41-yard line.
The other theme of this game for Perry Central has been drops, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They've dropped a lot of passes tonight.
Pass intended for Cade Miller. It's going to be 4th down and 8 for Perry Central at their own 40. And they'll be forced to punt here with 6:46 to play.
Fans not happy about that one. They'd like to see their team go down with a fight. Instead, they make the wise choice here, which is to punt the ball away, but still, with that much time on the clock.
Kobe Eldridge is going to be deep to punt, standing inside his own 30. Matt Brown, he's played a big role in this ball game tonight. He stands at his own 25-yard line.
And he's made some smart decisions when he's had
Eldridge is going to fake it, trying to get outside and going to get out of bounds at about the 47. They're going to mark him at the 48-yard line. It's going to be real close. I thought he was short.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds about a yard or two.
He may have it.
They're going to give him a very generous spot here. It looked like he stepped out of bounds at the 46 or 47. But where
it is really, really close.
Where they spotted the ball, it looks like he has it.
You got to love the fake by head coach Ovi Kennedy, though.
Yeah, trying something different. I mean, at this point in the game, why not? What do you have to lose? It looks like you've lost anyways. You got to prepare because you're going to have an insanely difficult game on the road to start the playoffs. Why not try out some different things? I mean, you might have to use some of this stuff later on. And what a fast game here tonight, only 10:23.
So they're going to stretch it. And I believe it will be a 1st down Perry Central. We'll see. It is. 1st down Commodores.
I wonder if we have a replay on that last play.
40-7. Perry Central picks up the 1st down on the fake punt. And it'll be marked at their own 48-yard line. 6:41 to play. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 49 now. 2 wideouts each way for Sebastian. Gives it to Nice. Rolling right. Gets to midfield, and that's going to be a host of Black Bears as a late penalty flag flies as well. Gary Henson leading the charge on the tackle, as well as Lucas Holbrook. Going to say it's a personal foul, face mask on Harlan County, and march it up 15 more yards. And it'll be a 1st down for Perry Central.
So tomorrow, we hope you tune in because we have an awesome game tomorrow as well. I think it's going to be a very competitive game. We just watched Union struggle against University of the Cumberlands last Saturday, but think it's a much closer matchup as they head to U-Pike. That one starts at 6 o'clock tomorrow, and you can watch again on WYMT.com, the WYMT app, and on Heroes and Icons.
Sebastian keeps it himself, trying to get outside the edge and does. To the 20, 15, to the 10, to the 5, and dives just short of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It'll be first and goal, Perry Central. Caden Sebastian, nice run there.
Yeah, it all set up by just these guys keeping their feet moving. They had a great play on that fake punt, which kept the drive alive. Now they could get a little bit of not momentum, but just kind of confidence in some of their plays. Because right now they're going to have a tough game on the road that won't mean much just to finish the season at Prestonsburg, where they can hopefully get their starting quarterback. Maybe he can get his nerves down a little bit. But remember, it was Chance McKenzie knocked out of this game with an injury.
Sebastian gives it straight ahead for the touchdown for Perry Central. Jaden Neese, touchdown on the year, number 30 for that young man, as cuts the Harlan County lead down to 27 at 40-13 with about 5:50 to play.
Yeah, you got some opportunities to see what works. You're going to be at Prestonsburg, likely at
big favorites at Prestonsburg will Perry Central be.
But that game, it doesn't mean anything. So you're basically just trying to.
Well, I think a first-year record in the regular season of 8-2 for Coach Ovi Kennedy is sensational.
Yes,
for Perry Central. Puts them
absolutely
on
agree.
solid ground, gets their program on a solid foundation.
Check out Marcus Browning's Twitter feed, see what scores are in here. So final score: Corbin 41, Casey County nothing. Williamsburg up 46 over Lindcamp. Lindcamp has 32. That one's good. Kick is good. So you wonder too. I mean, I don't want to make too much about it because both these teams really battled it out here on the field. But that walk-up music. I mean, remember Perry County Central changed the lyrics of the "You'll Never Leave Harlan Alive" song that the Black Bears typically come out onto the field to at their home stadium. They changed it to "You'll Never Leave Perry Central Alive," and maybe it was just a little added extra motivation for the Black Bears coming out here, making an early statement and really never taking their foot off the gas pedal in this one.
And we'll finally get the signal from head referee Brian Napier. So another sideline warning on Harlan County. This is their second one, so it'll be a penalty marked off on the kickoff. 5:51 remaining, 40-14. Harlan County leads it, and they'll be getting the football back.
So the weather cooperated here tonight for a lot of the game. Rain didn't start until, the third, fourth quarter, somewhere in there. I mean, actually very nice temperatures out here today. When we got to the field, I think it was about 70 degrees, so some fantastic football weather. Hopefully we have some good weather for tomorrow. There's still some chances of rain. I think that's what Andrew said. They continue into tomorrow, but catch the forecast. Sports overtime.
Also, you got Kentucky at home. Homecoming night against Vanderbilt. 7:30 SEC Network. As the Cats look to become bowl eligible after that overtime heartbreaker down at College Station at Texas A&M 20-14. It's going to be an onside kick. Benjamin Lewis recovers it for Harlan County, their own 41-yard line, and that's where the Black Bears will start 1st and 10.
And it's total time kill mode here. They're just like, let's get back on the bus. It's a long drive back to Harlan County. Let's go ahead and end this one as district champions. I mean, what a turnaround for their season.
Yeah.
And they started.
How many 3 and 5 district champions do you think are around the state?
Not many at all. And it's just amazing how it's like a second half team. not necessarily in the second half of games, but just the second half of the season. I mean, started 0-4 last season. What was it, 1-4?
Yeah.
I mean, this team, they start out flat, but they continue to grow, they continue to build, and I think that's just really a sign of good coaching.
They trap it to Tyler Casolari, who gets across midfield to the 48-yard line and picks up a first down for Harlan County. 11 yards on the ground for Casolari.
Mason Rice actually fell to the ground that time. Check it out, Harlan County Tourism Replay. He only has to beat Mason Rice here. You're going to see Rice fall on the ground, and he actually just trips him up. I don't even think he means to here. He just goes right into his legs.
Sort of got blocked into him.
And then basically Casolari didn't have anybody else to beat, so it was Rice and only Rice. So thanks to a Harlan County player for blocking Rice into his own running back that time.
Wishbone formation with two tight ends for Claiborne. Give it right side to Landis, trying to get outside, cuts it up to the 45, down to around the 43, maybe the 42-yard line. Going to be a gain of 7. It'll bring up second down and 3 as the clock ticks down to the 5-minute mark here in the fourth.
Yeah, Landis, just a very strong runner, very versatile back. You know, he kind of takes his time. He has a balanced attack, a very patient attack. He just looks for the hole, and then when he sees it, he just fires uphill. He's a great runner. Good asset to this team.
And an injured Black Bear down on the field. That may be Landis. Coach Eddie Creech, staff comes out to take a look at him. 4:53 to play. 40-14, Harlan County leads it. As the District 8 standings after the play tonight will be Harlan County will be the number 1 seed. They'll be at home throughout the playoffs. The further they advance, they'll be at home the entire time. The number 2 seed will be Letcher Central with that wild come-from-behind victory at Whitley County, 21-20 after being down 20-7 tonight.
Even at halftime, even to start the third quarter. I mean, they just chipped away and got 2 scores. And lucky for them, they got both extra points.
The 3rd seed will be Perry Central. So the Commodores will go on the road to the loser of the Pulaski County Southwestern game tonight. And then the number 4 seed in District 8 will be Whitley County. It's the Colonels. Boy, what a costly loss at home when they led the entire game, was in complete control. And then a last-second Letcher Central touchdown moves Whitley County all the way down to the number 4 seed, and they'll go on the road to the winner of the Pulaski County Southwestern game.
How about Letcher Central? They've had some tough losses this season. I mean, think about some of the games they've had where they got blown out in a couple games. I mean, they actually had a good comeback win. Actually, the only loss of the season for the Commodores up until this game. Letcher County Central, they had a commanding lead at halftime. And basically in the game, not only did Letcher County Central come out firing in the second half, but it kind of seemed like Perry Central took their foot off the gas a little bit in that game. And that one came back to bite them from what we're seeing here tonight. Had they won that game, had they come into here tonight undefeated, who knows? Maybe they wouldn't have even needed to get the win here tonight.
40-14. Harlan County leads it as Casolari takes it up for a 4-yard gain and a first down to the Perry Central 37-yard line. 2 tight ends. Wishbone set behind Claiborne. He's going to trap it to Casolari. Fights ahead. No gain to the 37. It'll bring up second down and 10.
They're calling for a fumble here. Hearing some harsh words from the sideline of Perry Central. The direction of the referees. They thought it was a fumble. It looked like he was down. But ball may have squirted out after the play was over.
Second down and 10 for Harlan County. Inside 3:30 to play. Claiborne brings the play into the Harlan County huddle. Play clock at 12. Wishbone behind him with 2 tight ends. Play clock down to 1. Claiborne calls for it. Gives it straight ahead to DeMarco Hopkins. First time we've called his name tonight. The 6-foot sophomore running back. Takes it for no gain. It'll be third down and 10 as we go under 3 minutes to play.
And this is likely the final drive right here. 3rd and 11. I mean, they still have some yards to pick up here, but still 17 seconds left on the play clock. If they can get the first down here, that's going to do it. Likely 4-down territory since they're now in Perry Central territory.
Play clock down to 0. As I believe we had a timeout taken by Coach Eddie Creech in Harlan County.
Well, this might be my opportunity to sneak down there and get in preparation in the right spot to get the interview. I know it gets a little bit crazy. They want to talk with the fans and teammates.
Well, they're going to call it a delay of game penalty, so it'll go back to the 42-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and 15.
All right, so until we see tomorrow, I'll see you Union and U-Pike.
So here comes the Harlan County offense. Play clock is down to 13. 40-14. Black Bears lead it. Wishbone set behind Claiborne. 2 tight ends. Gonna fake it. Look. Intended for Smallwood. Pass is incomplete. Smallwood got behind the defense, but Claiborne faced pressure. And it'll be 4th down and 16. Harlan County will likely punt here. We'll see. Bynum will go back to punt. Actually, they're going to go for it here. So it'll be Bynum running the Wildcat, Wild Bear formation, we'll call it. Quick pitch to Matt Brown. He fights his way across the 40-yard line. Going to be well short of the first down, and that's where Perry Central will take over with 1:57 to play. The Harlan County Black Bears are going to improve to 3-5 on the year and finish district play at 3-1. As Justin and I have alluded to, they will be district champions after the Letcher Central come from behind victory over Whitley County tonight down in Williamsburg. Got an injured Commodore on the field, just under 2 minutes to play. We'll take an injury timeout and be back to wrap this one up. 40-14, Harlan County leads it here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week. Pollard, the 6'1", 235-pound senior, was the Commodore shaken up on the play. The Commodores have it 1st down and 10 from their own 40. It's going to be Sebastian taken down, or excuse me, that's going to be Mason Rice, the 5'11 junior, taken down for about a 5-yard loss. Back to the 35-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 15 for the Commodores as the clock ticks inside the 1.5-minute mark now. Remind you, coming up tomorrow night here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week, we'll be at U-Pike, where the U-Pike Bears will take on the Union College Bulldogs. Join us 6 p.m. as a little college action for you. U-Pike looks to stay undefeated in conference play, 2-0, 4-3 overall in the season. Rice again takes it straight ahead to the 36-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 14 as we are inside 1 minute now. As the night of upsets continue, as down in Class 5A District 7, the Pulaski County Maroons have upset the Southwestern Warriors 21-14, ending Southwestern's undefeated season. Jet sweep to Mullins, gets taken down at about the 40-yard line, tackled by Hunter Blevins, the 5'10 sophomore. It'll be 4th down and 10. That could do it. Clock runs. inside 10 seconds. So Harlan County improves to 3-5 on the year. Perry Central will fall to 7-2. Both coaches make their way to the center of the field. It's 40-14. Harlan County wins it here tonight. We're back to wrap things up here on the Appalachian Wireless Game of the Week.